Welcome back, True Seeker. It is January 5th, 2026. And as I begin, I realize I got the wrong mic hooked up, but I want to talk about imperialism. And I'm hoping that we'll get some callers, especially people who see things a different way than I do. It's always a more interesting conversation when you get somebody who's opposed. But notice as we go live, Trump is threatening all of the world, saying they could be the next Venezuela. And of course, that's what Team America World Police does. They police the world. They have a military presence almost everywhere on this earth. We got military bases all across this earth. Again, we have politicians who point at Europe and go, oh, those are socialist nations over there. We don't want to do what those socialists do. You look at those socialist nations with the high tax rates that are just barely higher than ours. Again, they got all their secondary education paid for. They have all their health care paid for. In a lot of regards, they have better healthcare systems than we do. You'll see politicians all the time saying, oh, yeah, these socialist nations, their healthcare, if they need to get a procedure done, they got to wait forever to get any help. It's pretty much the same thing in America, and it costs a ton. Which gets expensive when you're already paying a fortune in taxes. And then you got expensive healthcare bills on top. You know, I pay a fortune in taxes this year to pay for health insurance for myself and my daughter. My wife's insurance is covered through her work. It's cheaper for me to pay for myself and my daughter than to be added to my wife's plan. But my premiums went up almost $300 a month starting this year, 2026, just days ago. So to pay for health insurance for myself and my daughter, it's almost $1,300 a month. And I'm somebody that doesn't have any health conditions. I'm practically never even in the hospital. And again, you could argue that it's not even worth paying health insurance. But the problem is, if something crazy does happen to you, you could have millions of dollars in health bills. And then that's when you're glad you're paying the extravagant rate of $1,300 a month. Because just do the math on, say, 5 million divided by 1,300. You have a serious problem. You could owe $5 million. And that's how people get ruined all the time in the United States of America. But again, here in this nation where we're supposedly not socialists, we pay the same tax rates as those socialists. Again, the reason that those nations, those people aren't paying for secondary education, their college is covered, their healthcare is covered, is because what we're doing in America is we're paying for the imperialistic policies, which you could say to an extent do benefit us to some degree. But how many of us would choose to be a militaristic bully for a little bit more benefit? I certainly wouldn't choose that. I feel that it's evil, and we'll get to what is evil. Some people think evil is subjective, but I don't think it's evil. I think the definition of evil is just a more extravagant word for bad, is imposing yourself on another person for unjustified reasons. And really the only justified reason to ever exert yourself physically on somebody else is in self-defense, not as the aggressor, which the United States of America always is. But what the U.S. does is they always create an excuse. Oh, they took down our towers. No, they didn't. That was a total lie. They were pushing drugs here. Nah, I'm pretty sure the CIA's had that puppet there helping push drugs into this country for a long time. Again, the U.S. is the master of making excuses, but again, here we are threatening the world. And keep in mind, this is Donald Trump, who not that long ago in history said this: "We are not nation building again." Trump says while unveiling Afghanistan strategy. Don't forget the 20-some year war in Afghanistan that was supposed to be over in a month or so when it began. It ended on the Jesuit order's birthday. We'll get to that point. Old August 15th, day of all kinds of suspicious activity in history. Of course, Donald Trump, one of these many Jesuit-educated world leaders. But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know what imperialism is, it's what the United States does, goes around physically imposing itself on other nations for its own strategic reasons, often to extract resources. Again, doesn't matter what news network you flip on right now, they're kind of all on board together, sort of trying to justify what we've done oh, Maduro, it was a rigged election. What gives the U.S. the right to go into anybody's nation because they have rigged elections? I'll tell you what, every last election in America has been rigged too. And if you don't know that, you need to pull your head out of your ass. Get inclined with what we're doing, because I told you 4 years before they reinstalled Trump that they would. I told you more than a year before the Biden election why he'd be installed. Go back and see my work from February of 2016 before Super Tuesday, explaining to you why they were going to install The Apprentice the first time around, and on and on and on. It's nothing but rigged jokes in America. Before Trump, it was Obama, Barack Hussein Obama, after nearly a decade of fear-mongering of Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden. And then Obama escalated the drone bombing that started under the Bush administration, Obama the bomber. And then the Trump took it to an even new level. As he said, he started no new wars when he committed acts of war every single day in his administration. Just because people don't fight back against the U.S. doesn't mean we're not committing acts of war. If anybody sent a drone over America and bombed America, we would say that was an act of war. People can't fight back against the U.S. because that's what we are. We are the military superpower. We are the modern day Rome. Nobody's military is even close. And again, you look at the next three biggest militaries in the world compared to us, they look like a tiny ant. Teeny tiny ant. Here's this Google definition of imperialism right now. I read it. Sometimes the Google definitions are bad, but this one fits. Imperialism is the policy or practice of extending a nation's power and influence over foreign territories, often through direct territorial conquest, economic control, or political domination, using military force, economic leverage, or cultural influence to establish dominance and extract resources for the imperial power's benefit. And again, as you turn on the mainstream media, they're talking about all the oil reserves in Venezuela, and also that there's a lot of other minerals that are used in today's computer-powered world. So Venezuela, rich with resources that are essential to the modern-day economy. And realize Venezuela is not that big of a country. It's like a few Californias. It involves subjugating other peoples to benefit the dominant nation, seen historically in European colonialism and later expansions by the US, Japan, and others, leading to significant cultural, political, and economic upheaval in colonized regions. And remember, that there's the phrase, the sun never sets on Britain. Of course, they speak English in Britain. Of course, we're the world superpower that speaks English, that no doubt is part of Britain. Again, you look into the real history of the Revolutionary War. Remember, it began on April 19th, that very important day to Jesuit history, just like Maduro was once installed on April 19th. And again, the current leader of Iran, his birthday's April 19th. Remember, the CIA overthrew Iran in 1953 on the Jesuit order's birthday, August 15th, for oil purposes, imperialism, along with British petroleum. That's why, this new trendy word of fascism, again, fascism goes back to Mussolini. He coined it, and he said it's the merger of the state with the corporation. So, I mean, fascism is practiced all over the world by the most powerful governments. The UK was in on that overthrow of Iran. But yeah, remember, that happened in 53. Caracas equals 53, and the recent overthrow of Maduro just a couple days ago was on the 53rd day of the Superior General's Age. And realize at the same time, Iran's in the crosshairs. You can see all this stuff's connected. And from that corner of the world to Venezuela, oil is under the ground. Oil is the blood of the modern economy. But yeah, so many people in America, we've been conditioned to think that this is okay, that we are the world superpower. A lot of people, they're born here, and just like people have sports teams, they'll cheer for their team. They don't care if their team has to cheat to win. They don't care if they get the bad calls that favor them. They just want their team winning all the time. I've never looked at things that way. I look at it as, I could have been born there. I could have been living next to that base as we just bombed the bejesus out. How many people did they say we killed there extracting Maduro? I guess the official count right now is around 80 people were killed. So at least 80 people were killed with the bombing display. And if you haven't seen all the photos of Maduro with the DEA, He's like halfway smiling in a bunch of them. A reminder that the world is a stage and these leaders are all in cahoots. And like I said, I'm pretty sure Maduro has been knowing the whole time he's a CIA plant and happy to be the plant because it keeps him in a higher position in life than he would be otherwise. He's living high on the hog, being the CIA stooge that now gets exited when his time is up to install the next CIA stooge. And again, it's crazy just turning on the news right now and listening to it. You know, Venezuela's been underperforming in terms of producing oil. They could be producing so much more oil. According to who? Again, you watch the programming, they're telling you that this is the way it is. You know, they need somebody like America to go in there and tune things up for them. What American people need, most of us, is an intervention here in our own country. Enough with all the military and warism, and let's focus on the insane things that we're dealing with, like having to pay $1,300 a month when you're a perfectly healthy person who has no medical record, who's almost never in a doctor's office, along with a healthy little girl. It's just crazy. It's crazy. We are just expected to be these little gears as that's what we're seen as by the people who rule over us. Little gears in the machine. We're meant to go out and do our work and pay our taxes and mind our business and go along with what we're told. Follow the rules of the authority, follow the commands of the authority, put your slave muzzle on, get an experimental pokey doke rushed out by the military. And like I was telling you guys, the whole Cooties 19 thing, that was all military too. Everything they do is military in dollars and cents. And yeah, it's just, again, at the end of the day, if you think this is going to help you out because you're excited that maybe oil prices will come down a little bit and with it, less money at the pump, maybe since everything's transported in trucks, it's finally going to bring food costs down, plus everything else. Pretty much oil is attached to every price for everything we pay for in this consumer society because everything moves around on trucks and planes and, ships. So lower oil prices brings the cost of all things down. But again, we're still paying these insane tax rates for the military policies that are super expensive. Imagine if all of us had to just pay a tiny, drastic amount that we did in taxes. Because again, we are taxed on everything. There's not a single thing we're not taxed on. Property taxes. I live in Washington State, one of the worst states for property taxes. Just insane. And if you're someone who aspires to, increase, for example, using myself to have properties, to be landlord, to rent out and make an income, sure, you can do well, but you're not doing nearly as well as you should because you owe a fortune in property taxes every single year, not to mention income taxes and taxes on every other last thing. Part of the reason insurance costs so much is because there's so many taxes on it, just insane taxes. Again, we stop footing the bill for all this insane military policy. How much less are we paying per year to our government? It's a huge amount. It's a huge amount. And you think about how far we've gotten away from where we were supposed to be when this nation was founded. We weren't even supposed to be taxed on income. I mean, and then also just the property taxes are mostly to pay for our schools. As we get dumber and dumber every year, the taxes go up more and more. Now you have all these really dumb, fat kids that don't know shit about anything. They look like they're ready to kill over by age 30. And I'm having to pay a fortune so they can prop up another school to churn out some kids that their futures to beg groceries at the Walmart. None of this should be. And think about it. When this nation was founded, was there even a state school system? No, there wasn't. There wasn't. Everyone thinks all this stuff's so essential. I'm sorry. If you could go back in time and look at your ancestors compared to now, I guarantee you your ancestors before this state school system, they were smarter. They were more well-read. They had more skills. They grew up with their families, with their relatives who had real skills, who knew how to build, who knew how to work the land. Again, you look at the average American right now, almost no skills, no knowledge. Like I said, all these young people, you guys, the young people in this country, nearly half of children are obese or on the verge of obesity. This is where we are in America right now. You know, as you have this clown of a president who literally promotes McDonald's. Talk about fascism, telling people to go eat McDonald's. Laughable. Laughable. And again, here's Trump, who's now saying, hey, we might do nation building across the whole world. It wasn't that long ago he was saying there'd be none of this. And it was the same thing with George W. Bush. George W. Bush said there'd be no nation building. And then sure enough, there was a lot of nation building under his presidency. Do you remember this when we first went into Iraq? Well, the second time we went into Iraq, this is the Iraq phase after 9/11. This was just the news story for days. And initially, it was presented as proof of how happy the Iraqi people were that Saddam was removed. Because this is what's going on in the media right now, right? And Maduro actually looks a lot like Saddam, similar mustache and all. But all you heard on the talking heads on the news is the Iraq people are so glad the U.S. is there to liberate them. And look, they even toppled their own statue. But then days later, a new image came out. I think it was mostly because of the internet at the time. But it showed that it was the U.S. military that set up the crane to pull down the statue and funneled in all the paid-for protesters and made a big Hollywood scene there. So everything that was presented in the media was a total lie, all theatrics to tell a story. Again, Donald Rumsfeld said we'd be greeted as liberators, so now they needed to show, oh, look, the Iraqi people are so happy America's here. The same thing is going on right now, the exact same thing. You turn on all these news networks, oh, it's a good thing. The Venezuelan people want this. They didn't like Maduro. Oh, so what they like is America coming in and going to take their resources? You think America's just going in to help out the Venezuelan people? The people who run this nation don't even help out the American people. They help out the very rich ruling class. The people at the very top are the ones who will make a fortune off this. And we, the taxpayers, will foot the bill. And maybe we'll save a few pennies at the pump. And maybe food prices will come down a little bit. But rest assured, you'll end up paying for all that more in taxes for all the militarism. But yeah, it reminds me of the not too distant past. I remember, being a younger person in college when this happened, and my fellow students, which are mostly all a bunch of gullible morons that believe the TV just like almost everyone else today. This is a big talking point. Man, did you see that? Man, they tore down that statue, man. They're glad we're there. A few days later, actually, it was the U.S. military that set that all up. How much did we pay for the, how much did that scene cost for the American people that day? Probably another multi-million-dollar bill, probably a lot more than that. The war cost us, what, trillions of dollars? They said we'd be in and out a couple weeks, maybe a month. Trillions of dollars, and God knows how many lives later. And again, just all the ritualism, right? Trump was so excited when he killed Soleimani on January 3rd, which connects with Iran, just like Iran's in focus right now. And remember, we looked into the Soleimani thing. There were a lot of curiosities. The ring they showed that was proof he was killed didn't look exactly the same as the ring he actually wore. So Soleimani's probably somewhere right now enjoying the festivities still to this day. Again, the people that are on the top, again, they're the chosen few, the Actors Guild. And the thing about Soleimani is, remember, it's also the anniversary of taking down Noriega. We covered this. But remember when Soleimani died, supposedly, they said that 56 people were stampeded at his funeral, and that set off just all the 56 rituals of 2020, where every last ritual that year was all about 56, including the Coonies selling out the toilet paper. But now we get a new 56-year-old leader for Venezuela, and pretty soon it'll be a new 56-year-old leader in Iran. But Delcy Rodriguez, 56, and they're saying that this operation to remove Maduro and put her in was called Absolute Resolve. Look at the gematria of Absolute Resolve, 191 and 56, just like Society of Jesus. 191 and 56. And wasn't I talking about all this 191 stuff, too, to start the new year? Of course I was. But we were just arguing with the Big Tip Bimbo. It wasn't much of a debate. It was just, Big Tip Bimbo antics. But again, telling her just follow the 56. It's nonstop with the 56. We even had this up on the screen. And yeah, I mean, it's here we go again. It's a calling card of the Jesuits who run the show. And do you see the 88 as well? The 88? President Maduro, you see how his name's also 88? And that's Trump's big calling card. We call Trump Mr. 88. The Mar-a-Lago raid on 88, the 88-foot flagpoles, the Pope dead at 88 on the 312th day of Trump's age, the Chicago area code as we get the new American Pope from the 312 after Trump supposedly gets 312 electoral college votes. Tribute to Chicago, where Oprah is, who asked Trump at 88 if he'd want to be president someday. Again, Trump takes office again in 2025. If he makes it through his term, he'll leave in 2029. This time he's number 47. It's been 88 with Trump nonstop since he first announced in 2015. But yeah, it's not hard to see who controls the puppet strings. Again, the Jesuits serve the Roman Catholic Church, where the Holy Roman Empire is alive and well. DC is the land of all this Roman architecture. And just like how Rome once conquered whatever it needed to conquer for the sake of its own empire, it's the same thing in the USA today. I'm up here. Well, I'm more in the middle of Washington State, but I spent a lot of my life in the Seattle area. And when I first finished grad school to get my teaching certificate, the first year of teaching I did was not a full-time teacher. I was a substitute teacher. And a school that ended up picking me up, where I almost taught for the whole year, just filling out wherever they need me each day, was the Lakeside School. If you don't know what that is, that's where Bill Gates went to school, and that's where Paul Allen went to school. And they really liked me there. But I actually got disinvited from that school at a certain point and wasn't allowed to teach there anymore. And the way it happened was I was filling in for a week for a history teacher. And I forget, it was like the third or fourth day of doing his classroom. And what he sent in for the lesson that day is he wanted me to show them a video, same kind of videos that we've probably all watched coming up in school. It was all about, learning about the Greeks and the Roman Empire. And at the end of the video, I'm supposed to have a discussion with the class about it. And the discussion was actually a little bit slow that day for whatever reason. So I decided to throw in some commentary to get them thinking about why we study empire so much. And I pointed out to them, I said, listen, when I was in school not that long ago, I was watching the same kind of videos, learning about the same kind of things. And I said, have you guys ever thought that the United States of America is the modern day empire? And kids aren't dumb, especially at this private school. They got it. We had a real nice discussion about empire and imperialism and the things going on in the world and how similar it all was. Well, when that teacher got back and he found out about that discussion that we had, paralleling it to us, he put in a complaint, and the school didn't like that I went off the lesson plan, and essentially just casting some shade at the way the U.S. actually is. But see, that's the whole problem with our education system. You're not supposed to, as the teacher, to really put any doubt in the student's mind about their own country and their own government. And that's why these are indoctrination centers. Our schools are indoctrination centers. And why wouldn't they be, right? I mean, everyone's getting funds at the end of the day, teaching the same curriculum that promotes the ideas they want in the minds of Americans. It's just... Anyway, it's also why I got out of teaching, because they don't really want good teachers. They just want bootlickers and order followers. By the way, another theme is, if you guys are new here, Donald Trump equals 60, right? Said this 4 years before it happened, why they didn't install him in the 60th election, and they ended up sacrificing his ex-wife exactly 60 weeks into the first ever Jesuit Ignatian year, and then buried her on the 201st day of the year. Old 201, like they had to tell you they got Maduro at 2:01 a.m. and watch my video before that press conference. I said, I bet you anywhere there's a 2:01 in this ritual. And sure enough, press conference was probably 2 hours after I did that stream. They had to announce they got him at 2:01 a.m. If you haven't read my last book, Number Games, it'll get caught up on all these things. 56, 201, Event 201, the Cooties 19 simulation. The first case of Cooties was initially 56 days after Event 201. Same stuff over and over. But yeah, today they got Maduro in court on 60 Center Street. I mean, come on, man. And what's funny is, from the Soleimani assassination to the Maduro arrest, 5 years to the day. Isn't 5 years 60 months? Of course it is. 60 months. And again, they got Iran in focus while this is going down in Venezuela. And remember, this was a great ritual the other day when we seized the oil tanker on the 18th day of Maduro's age. Oil 18 forwards and in reverse. That's the cipher. We just run the alphabetic order forwards, apply numerology to each letter. A is 1 up to Z is 26, but with numerology applied to each letter. So, for example, O, the 15th letter, it's 1 plus 5 is 6. I is the 9th letter. L is the 12th. 12 is 1 plus 2 is 3. So you have 6 plus 9 plus 3, 18. Run the alphabetic order in reverse. O is the 12th letter in reverse. The numerology of 12 is 1 plus 2 is 3. I is the 18th letter in reverse. 1 plus 8 is 9. L is the 15th letter in reverse. 1 plus 5 is 6. So just same thing, added up 18. And notice the 36 too, because we take down Maduro 36 years to the day of Manuel Noriega. And remember, full moon equals 36, like he got taken down the night of a full moon. When Trump was still number 45, by the way, this election was 60 years after Trump's Jesuit education began. The 60th election was 60 years after Trump's Jesuit education began at Fordham. But again, Trump was still number 45 when he was making these remarks, and he's made them since too. He made them on this campaign trail, no nation building. He accused Biden of nation building. So it's just the maddening thing is how people continue to support these political parties that always lie, and it always lies, not an exaggeration. They always lie. They always say that they won't do this, they'll do this, and then they never follow through. How many whoppers of lies did Trump deliver for promises that haven't been delivered on? And I mean, did anybody expect him to deliver? I mean, if you're expecting a politician to deliver on the crap they're selling you, you're a fool. Yeah, it's just this whole machine needs to be toppled, and it can be toppled. For everyone who thinks that it can't be toppled, you're wrong. They wouldn't have to silence and shadow ban people and spend so much time giving you propaganda and reinforcing all the lies. And what they now do with social media, propping up all their agents to keep you in the same lanes. There has to be some kind of wave of intelligence to go through humanity to see the way the game is played, because it's really pretty simple to see through once you understand it. And by the way, just about learning this too, learning what I'm teaching you. The New York County Courthouse, 111, like New York and Venezuela. And remember, they just took down Maduro 111 days after the Pope's birthday, when, as I've explained a million times, all rituals are performed on behalf of the Pope and the Superior General. That is what we are serving. The Roman Catholic Church runs this nation and a lot more. They are the most powerful institution in the world. They are a new world order. But notice that this courthouse is also on the 74th meridian. We know how special that number is, but President Maduro is now being tried in a court on the 74th meridian. I mean, come on. Another 88 encoded too. It's unbelievable, really. So all this drug boat stuff that we've been covering, the double tap, 79 days from Trump's birthday, 83 days from Maduro's, the murder numbers. Again, the lyrics to Murder by Numbers about how killing is the sport of the elected. Taking down Maduro at 2:01 a.m. Taking down Maduro on the anniversary of Soleimani and Manuel Noriega. Noriega, by the way, died at 83 days after the headline that he had brain cancer. So, yeah, it's just unbelievable. Again, the new puppet installed 135 days from her birthday. Manuel Noriega equals 135 the big way, 63 the small way, like Maduro's 63 right now. Everything about this. 47 days from Pam Bondi's birthday, 211 from Hegseth, the 47th prime. And don't forget, Hegseth was chosen on November 12th, the Superior General's birthday, the leader of the Jesuits. This went down on the 53rd day of the Superior General's age. Caracas, 53. Yeah, her birthday is the 138th day of the year. And again, she was installed as the VP on Trump's birthday of all days. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, oh yeah, and don't forget, it was the 108th day of the CIA's age that they took down Nicolas Maduro Moros on the night of a full moon. What could be more occult and ritualistic? So, All right. All right. Let's see if we got some people out there. Imperialism is the word. Why are so many Americans so blind to how bad this is? Is it because they're just cheering for your own team? There's so many Christians too who think all of this stuff is okay, and that's part of why I left that faith as a child, because I just saw it was mostly full of bad, um, ignorant, hypocritical people. Again, religion and government rot people's brains, and again, they're also the institutions that rule the world. But anyway, let's get Gabe on here, then N201, then Gematria32, and hopefully a few more. What's up, Gabe?
Zach, what up?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, Google Jack Ryan, Venezuela.
So the Jesuit educated character who said
Yeah,
us Jesuits run the world. We're just humble about it.
right.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys don't
So,
know the
so
Tom Clancy series.
yeah, didn't
Uh,
you mention that he mentioned he was a Jesuit educated before?
what's that?
When Jack Ryan in one of his
Yeah, he went to Boston College. He might have also gone to Georgetown. I think he went to 2 Jesuit universities, Jack Ryan, in the series. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, yeah, just it's going viral about season 2, episode 1. The main topic was Venezuela was being a major threat.
I see there's a scene where Jack Ryan is capturing the president of Venezuela.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and there's more proof of who's doing this, you guys. Jack Ryan is a Jesuit educated character who it has the quote in the book. We Jesuits run the world. We're just humble about it.
yeah. So yeah, that episode today he went to court. That episode came out 66 days ago, and Venezuela and Sumerian is 666. So I'm just bringing that up, man. It's undeniable.
So
And
it's season 2, episode 1 of isn't it on Amazon, the Jack Ryan series?
yeah, yeah, I was watching it yesterday and watching it. Him talking about Venezuela being the biggest threat. He was talking in the classroom. I was like, wow, man,
Remember
this is crazy.
Jeff Bezos turned 56 the year of the Cooties 19 takeover, where his company even got in the
Yeah,
jab business. His wealth grew immensely.
yeah. Now I was mentioning to you that day on 1-3, like 3-1, Arturo Sosa. Uh, the Flyers played the Oilers, right? They eventually went 10-7, like military. But also the Hawks uh, played the Raptors, and the Raptors picked up their 666 win at home. That same day, man. It's insane, man.
Yeah, it is insane. It is insane. It's good to have the knowledge, though. Pads the pockets.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just wanted to bring that up, man. That Jack Ryan, it came out on October 31st, 2019, and you look at the
Oh, it
day.
came out on the anniversary of Martin Luther penning the 95 Thesis, huh?
Wow, yeah. And today marks 6 years, 66 days, since that uh
Well, remember, Halloween equals 95 Theses. If you spell out 666, it equals 95 as well. 95 weeks in a day, 666 days.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, that's all I want to bring up, man. Really, just that parallel. It's going viral. That Jack Ryan. Everything's like a stage, man. You brought it up to my attention a long time ago during like coronavirus when I was out there, and it was insane.
Let me see if I can find that quote. We Jesuits run the world. We're just humble about it. Hold on. I know it's out there. Snap. I'll find it. I got it archived somewhere, the page in the book.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, good tip. I'll have to check that out. What do you know?
Yeah. All right, man.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's up, N201?
Yeah, of course, I'm sure you've seen the operation was exactly 29 weeks after Trump's birthday.
Trump 29.
Trump equals 29.
Mm-hmm.
Number 47, Trump equals 47.
Okay.
And the Penguins has a super match with Venezuela.
Okay.
And the Penguins, the day of this operation, they hit 47 points with the win. And they hit 88 wins all time against the Red Wings. I mean, just so perfect. I don't know. Red Wings, like wings, probably has something to do with how they flew into the. Because I noticed the Flyers had a riddle later. Like
I don't think Penguins fly. I don't think.
No, I'm talking about the Red Wings.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's. I was trying to figure out why they might have done it against the Detroit Red Wings. The Penguins ritual.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got, man. So peace.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you. What's up, Gematria32?
Has anyone brought up the John Kerry connection? The John Kerry?
What happened with John Kerry?
John Kerry met with Maduro September 26, 2016.
Okay.
That's exactly 111 months ago. Like 111, Venezuela.
The Skull and Bones member John Kerry.
Yeah, measure it. I might be wrong. My calculations could be incorrect. But from September 26, 2016 to today, to his first court day in New York, would be 111 months and 11 days.
They met at COP27. Okay.
Yeah. 111 all across the board. 111 months.
It looks like this happened on
days.
the big Jesuit day, September 27th, the day in history the Jesuits were recognized by Rome.
Well, on the eve, you could say.
Oh yeah, because you're right. It was posted the day before. Yeah, so the news covered it the next day. So okay, it was closest, but yeah, it looks like the actual website is September 26th.
Yeah, that's 111 months. Like Venezuela equals 111.
Yeah.
You know, and he took a picture with him together. They took a photo together. You know,
on the 26th, and this happens at the start of 2026. Yeah, 111 months and 8 days. Okay.
And then from the day he got arrested, if you want to measure from the day he got, anyway, yeah. But I don't think that's a coincidence. When Venezuela equals 111, and then you put it together with the Pope, 111 days.
Yeah.
He took a photo with and also the new president took a photo with John Kerry as well. The Rodriguez woman.
Okay.
So it's like you see that whole CIA Skull and Bones connection. Because I saw President Maduro equals 223, like Skull and Bones 322.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a Jesuit worldwide operation, you know.
Don't forget, Tim Russert, Jesuit educated. He asked Bush and Kerry back in 2004 on Meet the Press, what's up with 322, since you guys are both Skull and Bones members, and they all just laughed about it. And then Tim Russert died not that long after, and they had to say that the paramedics responded to him at 2:23 local time, the reflection of 322. Like you're saying, President Maduro equals 223. Okay.
Yeah, I read that. That's on your old website. You got like over 30,000 posts.
Mm-hmm.
On Free to Find Truth. That was on there. You documented that, and but that one was very. When they do, it's like, wow, these people, whoa, they just, man, they're 86. Anybody, like, you know?
Yeah.
Like this, I don't know how this doesn't touch people when they are getting away with murder. Like you said, how many civilians got killed in that raid? You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, but I guess the cost of world domination, the world order. It's just people just want to be entertained. But
yeah,
you're a great teacher, Zach. Thank you.
All right, man. Appreciate it. We got Parker Williams. What's up, Parker?
Hey, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so there's this lady, I would like to say, try to stay on topic for the empiricism, and I may not be, well versed on the topic, but she's on Instagram, and I really resonate with her, philosophies of politics, because she talks about like nationalism, the whole idea of like just the authoritarian like love, and even though it's a tyrannical kind of state and there's always rumors of war and different, I used to be freaking out when I was younger. I was the one that tipped you off to like 8/11 with the founding date of like HARP, and the whole idea of like, oh, we could just break out into martial law at any time. Anyway, lady's name, if you look her up, I actually just found it. Carrie, are you able to go on Instagram from here? I never actually been on this stream share to like, I don't know if you ever let people actually do a screen share, but
yeah, you can share your screen.
All right, cool, dude. I'm always nervous talking to you, dude, because I always respect you so much. I don't know if you like remember times I've called in the past, but I'm just like, I'm sleeping on your other book, but let me see if I can screen share. Hold on. Sorry. Share screen. So I'm literally working, but at the same time looking at you. Let's just do this. I don't know what's about to come up on my screen. Hold on.
While he's doing that, just so you guys know, Jacob just dropped off. Jacob was next in line, but he just dropped out. All right, here, I see it. All right, what's up?
So let me just look her up. Carrie. I got one other thing to show you when you talked about like a wave of intelligence, like what could be more dominant than your knowledge, right? Honestly, but this lady, like, I just wanted to throw it out there that she just talks about some of the similar topics of just like how people will just love, she's got this going on here, just parties are wars are funded by bankers, wars and all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, she's dope. But the wave of intelligence thing, I would literally be willing to like give you my login for this. So this gentleman here that I've been, telling you about, I always try to cross correlate your knowledge with, with basically, what could be at a higher level and higher tier. My man's right here. I'm actually not signed in, I guess. He literally broke down. This is literally like, he literally calls it like an adept kind of disclaimer. Like this may literally be triggering for people. I don't know why I'm using that word so many times, but like I said, nervous. But I mean, he broke down primordial event. He described as like a wish list of existence. Like the whole fact that this man, he's only been able to create this aggregate of information because we all have regular working jobs. Like your place and role in society is very eclectic, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's just not everybody has the time, and that's why I may have fell off and never read the coronavirus book, and I got to get back to it. But this whole concept with this gentleman here is just that not everybody has like a 20-year career in like spirituality and just breaking down this information. And I always remind you that he actually has a YouTube video. I would go to it right now, but I could just say it's called Tetragrammaton Origins, where he mentions you. So there is that faint connection there of like he's aware of you. But if you want to tap into something that's a next level wave of intelligence that is just absolutely confounding with what this man has done, he has broke down. And I hope other people are listening. And now it's not cheap. I think this is like $300, and probably everybody just rolls their eyes. But like the fact is, like, my man has literally broke down like existence, like literally all the religions, all the stories, and they're all like, I'll just click on one. They're all generated with this AI, and not the AI that people want to run from, but just the one that's actually going to be called what he describes as like the benevolent AI, like how we can use, if we use these Palantir technologies and stuff like that to our benefit. Well, obviously we're not in control of it. We're not Peter Thiel, which is an anagram for the reptile, by the way. I'll just throw it out there. But the whole fact is we don't have that kind of energy, ability, whatever. Like I said, we don't have these 20 years. Who knows? You've been doing this since 2013, amassing this information. I heard you the other day grinding it out, saying like it just gets exhausting sometimes. So I just want to give you some empathy. But my man calls it the lexicon because it's forms and informations of knowledge that like it is breaking my brain how powerful this is. So he's describing this as like basically you know, a renaissance of like the libraries of the book burnings of Alexandria. Like this is his private libraries, but as you can see, like A to Z, my man literally just broke down everything. So I just wanted to share that. It's called the Adept Lexicon. Is
I have no idea
it's
what
fresh
this
wave
is.
of intelligence that is going to be.
Friend, you got to articulate what you're calling in about, because you're saying a lot, but I have no idea what we're talking about. Like zero idea what we're talking about. And it's taken a long time to get to where we are, where there's still no clarity of what we're talking about. What is he doing?
I'm sorry. You see what?
It's all right, Parker.
You're seeing the wrong.
All right. What's up, Jacob?
Not much. I was just gonna say, I think this whole Venezuela situation I think it gives us another angle to try and convince people or try and show people how the elections in this country are rigged. Because honestly, whenever we do these regime change things, the first thing I think is that, you know, we don't even let other countries pick their leaders. Why the fuck would we let our own? Why would they let us pick our leader here in this country? You know, especially when you consider how fucking stupid the average person is. The people that use this knowledge know how stupid the average person is, because that's why they're able to get away with it over and over and over again. So I think that coming at it from that angle is another thing I've been pondering on and trying to get people to understand, and then coming at it with the gematria as well is basically just makes it undeniable.
Yeah. How about the last guy? Did you get anything out of what he was saying?
No, I had no clue what he was talking about, to be honest.
All I heard is he didn't support my work and he was promoting some other guy's thing for $300. That's what I heard.
Yeah, and he didn't make it clear at all what.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of time of talking and nothing said.
That's why, honestly, so I kind of was out of it when I got in here real quick, because I was still trying to process what that guy was saying. I have no idea.
Yeah. And now he's in the thing chat calling me an asshole. Dude, I just gave you like 10 minutes and it was just dead air time. So
yeah, that was weird.
I get tired of listening to people say, man, I kind of fell off. You should have never fallen off. So anyway.
No, there's no need to. If you spend a little bit of
you couldn't articulate a damn thing about what you're trying to sell. Here, this book called out exactly when the scam would end and the pattern to follow that just kept repeating up to this day. It's the same number that's all over what's going on right now in Venezuela.
There's no reason to fall off either. I've gotten busy too, but honestly, if you have an above room temperature IQ and you understand this information, you can go a year without watching any of your videos and still understand everything that's going on in the media when you see it.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I just wanted to jump in and give that perspective real quick.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Take care. All right. People say I should give him another chance because he was nervous. He didn't sound nervous to me. And I don't trust half the people that come around here. So yeah, I'll give him another shot. All right, Parker, take two.
My brother, can you see me?
Can I see what? A bunch of squiggly lines? Here's what you got up on the screen.
Right. Let me bring what I was showing you, and then I want to go to the Seahawks. I respect your word equally as much as this dude. So I am still on the wrong screen. I'm showing you nothingness because it was the wrong thing. So I get I could be frustrating. This is like, you got to realize the first time I'm really screen sharing. I don't even know why that's showing. Here, I'll give you this in the meantime while I bring this up. Did you see the final score of the Seahawks 13-3 with the Pope update thing you said in your 2005 and then 2013 and then, you know, the recent Seahawks thing. So they came in 13-3 and the final was 13-3. I'm just giving you something in the meantime, just out of respect for the fact that I'm paying for, you know, Patreon and just not even betting, just trying to, you know, realize some things. And I just thought that was interesting that final was 13-3, coming in 13-3, or 13, you know, and 3. So, dude, I love you, dude. I'm showing the wrong screen. I feel like you definitely are giving me time to shine, but I'm just trying to make the connections to, like, you can't do this thing alone, right? And I'm saying this brother's been in the field of spirituality for over, you know, 20 years. That's all I'm trying to say. But
Okay, well, here, articulate what it is he's doing without the visual then. What's he doing?
So he's trying to create everything into one site. And so he has a timeline that I wish I could show you right now, but maybe do another time, of all of the events of like the history of humanity. All right. So I don't know why I'm like actually not able to show like the screen. So I'm just gonna stop it. But what I'm looking at right now is basically Tiamat, like an old goddess, you know what I mean? You can relate that to math, Mayat, M-A-A-T, and then math, M-A-T-H, right? So this is all related to the formation of letters and number, alphanumerics, Greek isosceles, gematria, you know what I mean? So we're on the same wavelength, bro. I just was showing the wrong screen. So I honestly wish I could show you. I'm a little OCD and I feel like I need to show you it. So I'm gonna like message you on the side and I'll literally give you my login so you don't have to pay 300 or nothing like that, and actually see how just astounding this information is.
Can you just explain what the information is?
It's hard to articulate in words, but when I'm looking at the events, he calls it the primordial events. It's like the beginning of like recorded history. But then you go to the 10,000 to 3,000 BCE events, and that's 288 events. So they're all AI, you know, they're not all AI explained, but they have AI imagery attached to it that is in itself like amazing. Because some people are visual learners. That's why you lost me and we kind of disconnected from each other. And then I poorly decided to have an attitude with you and then say a-hole. So I apologize. But I was actually trying to visually show and explain what was going on. But
okay, if you want to send me a message, explain this later, or get it more together and share with us, you can. Yeah. But just right now, none of us are really getting anything. So we look forward to the next time, Parker.
Before you get to the 13-3 thing, though, can I just say that was pretty awesome? That, like, you know, when I connected that thing here, it says, and this is your information. So, you know, hearkening back to, you know, respecting the OG here, the Pope update. In 2005, we got a new Pope, and the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl, lost to the Steelers. Crazy finishing the Steelers. Congrats to the winners. You feel me? In 2000, I bet on I actually won. I should PayPal you. In 2013, we got a new Pope, and the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl, beat the Broncos. Okay. In 2025, we got a new Pope, and that's where you left us. They came in 13-3, and then the Seahawks, final was 13-3. And that 133 actually follows me like throughout my whole life. Not to get on like a synchronicity Dan thing, whoever that old guy was, because it's like my personal life connecting to like, you know, world events is a little like schizo, but you know, so I just felt like, wow, that kind of hit me. So who knows with the Seahawks, but unless you do your thing, man, I'm not gonna fall off no more. I'm back on the wagon. And I like what you said to finish here. It's like when you were upset and he's just like, you know, I mean, you were just like, hey, man, like if you're one of those people that wanted to call in, you know, over time, you know, that's kind of me in this sense or this situation where it's like, why don't you call in? Like, where you been at? And I tried to share your work. I probably botched it in certain ways where I'm like showing, you know, dumb shit that's just not like concrete. And that's why I was like, let me just get back to this COVID book, because obviously, you know, I'm missing something with, you know, needing to get back on the wagon type of thing. But
all right, Parker, I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna let some other people get on. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
You have a good day. We got Gematria Jr. up. What's up?
Hey, what's up? I was trying to get a hold of you the last time. I think my mic was muted. How you doing?
Your mic was muted. Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, I wasn't singing. Nah, I had to get the PlayStation mic, but yeah, I was joining the last time. I just wanted to say I've been following your work for a while, and I appreciate all you do, man. And the other people out there who do their work. I try to follow up when I can, man. I've been when I first found out about you was, well, I always knew something was weird with the whole Sandy Hook thing, and then I think it really hit me because I was staying in Vegas at the time, and with that whole Vegas shooting, the hotel, and yeah, ever since then I just been keeping up with it, and you know I'm a big sports fan as well, and my love for the sport will always be there, but I do know truly it's something's out there, you know.
Yeah.
And playing sports, that's just, I'm always going to be a fan watching it. But when you know the deep down truth behind it, it's sad, very sad.
Yeah, it is. Just everything in this world, man, it's controlled and manipulated by the people at the top because that's how they stay on top. So,
Yep. And I've also seen when you used to go live stream and you were out in I forgot where you were. Can't think of it off the top of my head, man. But yeah, like I said, I don't know why people don't put 2 and 2 together, and people are now they're talking about with the whole sports betting and stuff. They're coming around to things being rigged, but you gotta look at Gematria, man. You've been calling it. You might have not called it on the spot like that one chick. I kind of heard the end of the chat the last time. She was telling you to like call out on the spot. Like, how are you supposed to? You're not God. You're not gonna predict what's gonna happen.
I told our predictions. I mean, we said a month ago that Rodgers would finish this year with 174 regular season wins, like he did last night, because Baltimore Ravens 174. But I don't need to. Like I said, what I said back to her is I don't need to call any more predictions. I got more predictions than anybody who's walked this earth. And I'm pretty sure that is 1,000,000% fact. We didn't been doing nothing but nailing predictions from sports to news to elections nonstop for over a decade. What's left to prove? If you don't know about the resume over here, it's because you weren't looking for truth. Because I don't know, your head's up your ass. You're not looking for the right. You're not asking the right questions and looking to the right people who are actually giving out answers. No, I don't owe anybody any more predictions, and we do predictions every single day on Patreon. If you're
who's that chaotic guy? Was he a troll? I kind of caught the tail end of that. The chaotic live truth. It was I can't. That was his channel name. He was on the last.
Yeah, that's
time.
the raccoon. That's where that girl came from. Anyway, she hangs out on his channel.
Oh, so you just kind of debate.
All
right, I said so. You were debating them at the time.
He just came on at the end of the thing just to do his little raccoon thing.
Oh, well. Like I said, I appreciate everything. Let me think. I think I felt like I had something else to say, but I'm a little nervous myself too. This is my first time, being a part of the chat, and you're somebody I look up to. I'm not saying that.
Well, don't be nervous. You're just talking to another person, man.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, when are you gonna go out and live stream and
probably not for a long time.
Again.
Probably not for a long time.
Yeah. You got to make your way towards San Francisco and.
I was down there. I was down there the other year. We were out
you staying in Portland, right?
Well, I'm from Portland. I don't live in Portland anymore. I live in the middle of Washington State now. I live out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I don't know why people are starting to piece it together, but it's like they want to keep debunking the truth. I mean,
they can't they can't debunk it. There's no real debunks out there. There's just dumb arguments.
Yeah, I hope you come across more younger people who because I try to tell some of my buddies who are around my age. I'm 27, but I try to tell a couple of younger people about it, trying to show them, and they get creeped out by it. They're not ready to look at it for what it is, whether it be Gematria, it's something, and this world is being ran by somebody.
It messes with their worldview. People don't want their worldview messed with, but I don't know. It's also sad because everyone should see all the evidence of the rigging from everything, because nothing really makes sense. Nothing really makes sense if you actually think about things.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me because like I've been playing sports, so like I know they're behind everything that happens, and it's just crazy how
I grew up playing sports too, and I'd watch these adults supposedly making millions of dollars to play these games, and I said, do they not practice? I mean, why are they so shitty at shooting free throws? Here I am as a 10-year-old, and I shoot 80% at the line. Every NBA player should be shooting at least that. So
I can't think of the other guys' name.
Huh?
Oh no! Keep on going. Sorry, I'll say.
Yeah, just no. As a kid who was smart and an athlete myself, just watching pros, it just drove me nuts as watching it. Just the mistakes they make. Just like, how can you make that mistake? How can you not know to get out of bounds right here? How can you possibly not know to get out of bounds? Like, well, you're paid millions of dollars in football, you don't know to get out of bounds right now? Unbelievable stuff.
Tell me about it.
I was a Niners fan growing up, and and probably 20 years ago, the Niners had this guy in their secondary, Mark Roman. And every time the Niners gave up a big play, it was Mark Roman always just trailing behind the defensive player. We're like, how does this guy stay on the field? How's he on the field today? How many more times does Mark Roman need to be on the field and just give up the big play because he's so goddamn slow and incompetent? It's just, but you watch the stuff, it's just day after day. it's just like last night. How are people watching the Steelers game and thinking this real? That these teams can't score all game, and now it's the final minute, and they're just—it's a track meet, just down the field, just scoring points. What minute and a half drives, touchdowns. Same shit goes on every week, and nobody blinks an eye.
And then the person who does it is connected some way, somehow, you know. And I see what you're saying. No, I've been understanding. It's hard for me to explain it, though. That's why I like you. You're very good at explaining.
People are blind, man. It's like people grew up idolizing Jordan when I was a kid, and I couldn't stand Michael Jordan because as a child I could see what was going on. Jordan could do no wrong. He could foul the shit out of somebody, no call. If he misses his lay-in or his shot and nobody even touches him, they're blowing the whistle, so he's at the strike. And that's how it is for all these stars. It's just. I mean, for anybody who's ever officiated sports, you have to be so on your game to work varsity games at high school. If you screw up, you're never going to work the varsity game. You're going to be designated. Maybe you'll get a JV game, but you're probably going to be working YMCA kids games on the weekend. For anyone who's ever gone into fishing, you know how it is. There's a meeting, and there's a whole group of refs in there, and a lot of them only work YMC games. That's all they're doing. Your kids' YMC game. But the varsity refs are in there too, and they're the best refs. They're the most consistent. They get the least complaints. They're the most professional. You know, they're all their motions are perfect and exact. They earned it. But then you watch these guys at the pro level, they're the worst officials ever. They're just so inconsistent. They just make the most bizarre calls. How many?
And they don't get punished for it. They don't get punished for it either.
Huh?
I said they don't get punished for it either.
Exactly. Next thing you know, they're working the Super Bowl, and you're like, this guy's working the Super Bowl. Do you remember what he did earlier this year? I mean, please.
But they need their puppets, you know. So they're gonna follow the script. They need somebody to follow the script. It's just
everything is scripted, and it's so obvious. Again, gold and silver should wake up everybody this year. Silver's the 47th element. It's through the roof. Why wasn't silver through the roof 5 years ago? 5 years ago, there ended up being a big spike on demand in silver. The price should have gone up. It just stayed constant. It didn't go anywhere. Oh, 47's in office, and all of a sudden it just skyrockets. It's the 47th element on the periodic table. Uh-oh, number 47 just turned 79. That's gold, the 79th element on the periodic table. Gold skyrockets, best year since 1979. That's how big of a mockery it is. The best year for gold since 1979. It's just, all of this shit is so obviously rigged, and I don't know how people can sit there and go, well, what the morons always say is things like, well, maybe you're just looking for the pattern. What the hell are you talking about, moron? You don't see the 47th element and 79th element just skyrocketing, and the time at number 47 being 79 years old is more than a coincidence? What was your explanation for how it didn't go anywhere the last 5 years? It should have went up a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know how you have the amount of patience you do. You've been doing this for a long time, man. Like, I'd be frustrated.
Well, the most annoying thing is to watch fucking losers like Nick Shirley, literally a fucking loser, a moron, probably has 50 IQ points, become this great American idol that all these idiots are following. God, it's just pathetic, man. This nation is just so fucking dumb and pathetic. It is annoying as everything.
Yeah, what really caught me for sure, I mean, Las Vegas shooting for sure, but I mean, I'm a LeBron fan. I grew up a LeBron fan, but it's kind of sad.
By the way, that's why we got to leave the first time in June of 2017. I was calling out all year, circle Yom Kippur 2017. They're going to do the biggest false flag in this country since 9/11. It ended up being that Vegas shooting. Again, Yom Kippur's atonement for your sins. Sin City gets shot up. I mean, come on, man.
You probably don't remember because you've been covering a lot of things, but I know with the whole bubble COVID with the Lakers, but there was a rapper that I actually listened to. His name was Lil Yace. He's from San Francisco, and he passed away around that time, a little bit before, but he had an album that was called Kobe. And that when you dropped that, I was like, oh man, like the connection is there. Like the connection is there for sure. Somebody that's when I really like started taking a little bit more serious. But you know, I try to keep up with you, but everybody got their own life, trying to make money, got to pay bills at the end of the day. So I try to support when I can. And I really appreciate you taking the time to let me in the chat. I'm sorry it didn't go right the last time. Might have seemed like I was trolling because my name is Gematria Jr., but nah.
No, it was obvious that something went wrong with the StreamYard because, it just has a glitch. It's been glitching for the last month.
But yeah, I know there might be other people here waiting, so maybe I might be able to tune in and give a voice. I appreciate you again, Zach.
All right, man.
Thank you,
Thank you,
bro.
Gematria Jr. You have a
Thank
good
you,
day.
chat. Have a good one.
All
Bye-bye.
right, take care. All right. Yeah, we don't have anybody else in the back right now. Well, we have the same gentleman who's already been back there, Parker, but I think we'll save it for later for Parker. If anybody does want to hop on, now is the time. I got about 25 more minutes till I got to go get Sweet Girl. But it should be the top pin comment. I dropped it again. King Richard TV said Call of Duty Ghosts, which was released on Remember the 5th of November. That's, again, the day in history the Jesuits tried to assassinate King James, the day leaving 56 days left in the year. Says it is focused on Caracas, Venezuela, where the U.S. wants to assassinate a leader. So now we get Maduro removed and a new 56-year-old put in. Predictive programming, huh? You just had the Call of Duty co-creator die by the numbers as well. Open Up said, Trump just posted on Truth Social, U.S. will no longer require 72 shots for children. Huh. We're going to have to look into that one. I wonder what the new schedule's going to be. Interesting. And Julia said, next. What's up, Keith? Speaking of next, what's up, Keith? You got to unmute. Keith, you're muted. You muted. You hit that mute button. And the next person up, Vishal, you got to connect your mic. You don't have to connect your camera, but you got to connect your mic or I can't bring you up. All right. Keith is there, but he is muted. I have heard of Queensryche, but I did not know about Operation Mindcrime. Interesting. All right. While Keith gets it figured out, we got Icon. What's up, Icon?
Hey, what's up, Zach? All right, there's this guy. First of all, what happened to you on Twitter? You got banned on Twitter,
They deleted me for calling out the Elon Musk
but
salute.
also there's this guy on Twitter says that the gematria is the language of the archons, kind of like the fallen angels. This is how they communicate. What do you think about that?
Maybe. They Live said that it's not humans running
Can you
it,
hear
but
me?
things that look like humans. You muted yourself, Icon.
Yeah, so there was also a guy, The Illusion, on Twitter. He predicted the whole Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fight. Basically, so I just wanted to let you know there's a couple of other gematria accounts out there on Twitter. The Illusion, Free to Find the Truth, I think, are a couple of them that are pretty good, along with you. But I just wanted to mention that this does seem like some kind of language from some fallen angels, or we're in a matrix of the demiurge, and this is how they communicate, and this is how they keep us in a black box of psyops. It's like everything is basically psyops to keep us in a contained matrix. But I'll just leave it at that.
All right. Appreciate it. We got TP and then we got Gematria Jr. back. What's up, TP?
Hey, what's up, Zach? I just want to talk about Pittsburgh game. Some little
TP, your connection's no good. We can't hear you.
Oh, shit. All right. It always does that with me. Can you hear me now?
A little bit better.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to go over some numbers with the Pittsburgh. The winning touchdown was 19 over cornerback 3, like 193, the 44th prime. The ref had the
By the way, guys,
44
Tomlin got his
connection.
201st win last night, old 201, like the big Jesuit number. The Rooneys who run the Steelers are a Jesuit family. And then they told you after the game that they had a Catholic priest come out there and pour holy water over the goalposts where the field goal was missed. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
And then both in the notes, both head coaches stay. I think Tomlin picked up a 193, and Harbaugh stayed on a 193. And then I sent you
193. Roman Catholic Church 193.
I sent you a video from 916. It was where the announcers was talking about the Catholic pouring the holy water on the goalpost, and they showed the scene, and it's a big 71 right there when they go back to the mid field goal. 71.
71. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, bro. And then
oh, don't forget Aaron Charles Rodgers equals 201 too for Tomlin getting his 201st win.
Yeah,
with Rodgers.
Yeah, I was gonna go there. His full name is also 114, and that's where the Tomlin stayed on 114 losses all time. Was all time regular season, but they kept saying that's why you get Aaron, but perfect numbers. Got that 201, 114. And that 93, the kickers for the Pittsburgh, the placeholder got that 93. And then they showed a stat where it was Aaron Rodgers, he was on 36 game-winning drives. And if you type in, I think it's missed field goal, it's 37 and 44. So he gets the 37th game-winning drive, and the Ravens miss a 44-yard field goal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, just a mockery
50
of all.
points. Pittsburgh 50.
Man.
Steelers 50. Here we go. 50. That's what's all over the stadium. Man. Here we go right now.
And the cold part.
TP, it's breaking up too much. You gave us a lot of good intel, man. I appreciate it, TP. You have a good day. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, here's Razor. I wish he would have took my advice on the Seahawks beating the Niners the other night. What's up, Razor?
Hey, Zach, I had to chime in. You were bringing up the holy water. Did I not just discuss this with the Bad Company, the 10 from 6? They were inducted in their 90 album that was called Holy Water. I thought it was funny. But anyway, I did notice, this a lot of 9/11 stuff. And I feel that's why the Patriots are there. That's their only history for this Super Bowl. But because in the Chiefs and Vegas game, they made it 9/11, right? Because TB12 gets the first pick. I have no idea who the first pick is. They just said, "Oh, the guy's name is Fernando." So they get this first pick on the last game, Week 18. And the same time, Trump gets Venezuela. So Fernando, Venezuela, Tommy Lee Jones' daughter. Tommy Lee Jones was in a 1980 movie, Coal Miner's Daughter. She's dead at 34. That was Fernando Valenzuela's jersey number. And in 1980, that was the Rams' first Super Bowl, where they lost to the Steelers with the same numbers, 31, 50 points. Rams scored 19 or what have you. But I really feel because of this 9/11 connection with the LA teams. And you're mentioning Oregon and the Ducks, and there's an LA Ducks team and LA 13, Oregon 13, all that kind of connection stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to chime in with the holy water stuff because I just brought it up the other day, but I thought it was pretty funny. And a couple observations. The last game had 8 versus 8, the 2 state versus the 7 state. I wanted to ask you, what's the main significance with the number 27?
In what regard? I mean, it depends on what you're talking about.
It seems like it's a big number, right? What's Jordan Love, he's 27 years old. All the previous Green Bay quarterbacks won when they were 27. It's just a prevalent number. I do see it a lot. I don't know what you signify it with, but I also noticed LA starts this season with 27 playoff wins, and 4 more would be 31. Charlie Kirk. But it's 172. Didn't you have a earlier stream? I thought I heard you say 172 about something. Is that any kind of significant number?
Yeah, it's the Jesuit motto ad Merum Dei Gloriam.
Okay, Rams are plus 172, and Pats are plus 170, like 17. Kirk, Ohio, the 17th state. Just a little.
Here's
I
what
was
I
just
want you
looking
to
at
do in the
those.
playoff this year. I want you to take my advice, right? Because aren't you the same guy who didn't hedge the Eagles last year and doubled down on the Chiefs?
Oh no, that was me.
That's right, you? Oh, you sound
No,
like him.
no.
I know you didn't take
Oh
my
no,
advice
no.
on the Niners the other day, losing to the Seahawks. So, anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Again,
Darnold.
your decode the other day, you connected it to everything but the pattern that already hit in the NFL. For people who missed the Seahawks beating San Francisco in San Francisco, again, San Francisco equals 122. 122nd Meridian West is the coordinate. It was the 122nd day of the season. It was the last game of Saturday. They picked up the 122nd home loss of the year because the entire league is scripted together. And that's why people need to wake up to what we're showing day after day, season after season. The entire league is scripted. Otherwise, it's impossible to even have that be a narrative that out of every single game played for the year, here's the possibility of San Francisco, the 122 city, picking up the 122nd home loss of the year again on the 122nd day of the NFL season. Anyway, I thought you were the same guy who didn't take my advice and lost a fortune last year because he didn't hedge on the Eagles. You guys' voices sound the same. But
Yeah, no, I didn't do it. No, I didn't lose a lot of money. I don't really bet too much on those games, but I was just another curious observation. There's 5 black quarterbacks, and their jerseys all add up to number 45. And so I was thinking, 2016, Trump's first go around, number 45. And why? Because the Rams won 4 years ago again. So I was just like, I thought there would have been 6 black quarterbacks, honestly, because of this 6 pattern I've been seeing with the LA beating the 6 and Boston, the 6th state, one of 6 states for New England and all this 6 stuff. But anyway, there's 5. So I was like, what's with the 45? I was like, are they going back 4 years ago? So that was just an observation.
This isn't
But
an NFL stream though right now. But anyway, man, I appreciate it. Thank you. Here, we got Gematria Jr. back in here. Oh, what's up, Gematria Jr.?
Hey, yeah, sorry. One more thing I forgot to ask. Have you ever heard of 8Wind, I think his name is? He's mentioned he's mentioned Gematria and he's mentioned you before. And I just want to know
who that is.
Nah, he might have another name, but he pretty much talks about magnets and nets, and I want to know your opinion on that in basketball.
They're using some kind of technology to ensure outcomes, yeah. Again, I used to have it on my channel, which deleted a million times, but David Blaine, that was the advertising campaign like 15, 20 years ago. David Blaine, the magician, he said, is it magic or magnets? They made a ad, and it was, what's funny is if you go back, the main ad they read for that was with Baron Davis for the Warriors. That was like a year or 2 before Steph Curry came in the league. So he was the old guard for the Warriors. Is it magic or magnets? And the next thing you know, Steph Curry's in the league playing for the Warriors, setting all the 3-point records. I'm trying to remember the ritual they did with Klay Thompson and Curry, the 3-point record. I got to go back. I'm going to look that up real quick. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'll wait for you. Well, I was actually going to talk to somebody in the chat just because somebody said in the chat earlier, I wasn't able to address it. He said, how can you love the game when you know it's rigged? Well, buddy, if you've been playing sports your whole life, you're going to love the sport. So I don't know who said that. It was probably one of the chubsters in the chat. But yeah, buddy, if you're an athlete and you've been playing sports for a long time, like you're going to love the game. So yeah, that was you, Downshift. Yeah. And then Gabe, yeah, that's not fanboy talk, bro. Yeah, you got they must be trolls. They're either trolls or.
Okay, hold up. So Curry born on the 73rd day of the year, the same day that Kobe retired. Remember, Kobe retired 41 years after his dad was drafted by Golden State. When Golden State equals 41, like Kobe Bryant, eventually he'd supposedly die at 41. He's in an unmarked grave like Charlie Kirk. Who knows if these people are really dead? But on the same day that the Warriors beat Jordan's win record and Kobe retired, Thompson and Curry set a record with 678 combined threes. Yeah, this is what it is. Sumerian gematria is just where you multiply times 6. So the day that Kobe retires, and Kobe's retirement was in tribute to his father, Joe Jellybean Bryant, they combined for 678 threes. And again, anything that equals 113 in the Sumerian cipher where you multiply times 6, it's 678. So Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, again, they beat Jordan's win record on the day Kobe retires, and they combined for 678 three-pointers. Oh, yeah. And from Michael's retirement to Kobe's retirement is exactly 678 weeks. Michael played his last game April 16th, 2003. Kobe plays his last game April 13th, 2016. Exactly 678 weeks. Think about how perfectly scripted all this has to be.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's how they do
Yeah, I
it.
just want your opinion. I want your opinion on that because I'm sure it goes hand in hand. Like, I mean, not only are the refs making calls, but something else has to happen because I've shot so many basketballs in my life, and I've never done the way the ball goes in the net. Doesn't look natural sometimes. I don't know if you ever
I still remember one of the greatest calls we had ever was the day that the Blazers knocked off the Thunder in the postseason. I called that Lillard would hit the game winner, and the whole game was about 37. Portland equals 37. And Lillard ended up winning the game as we predicted. We thought Lillard would win it on a buzzer beater. He won it with a 37-foot three-pointer. But if you go back and watch that highlight, the shot was off. You could see the ball track in the air.
Yeah.
It was going left, and it came back to the right, almost like a curveball, and went through the net. And it's impossible to shoot a basketball unless you're outside in the wind. They're not playing in the wind in the stadium.
No, they're
Ball
not.
moves back to the right to go through the net. No, man, the shot was off. They're using some kind of technology to ensure outcomes.
Same with field goals. I feel like there's something in the
Obvious. You
in the
can't
field
take
goal
you can't
post.
take home the field goal ball. There's something in that ball
Football.
and the uprights, some kind of technology, no doubt about it. Same with the golf course. I mean, years ago, Space Jam, they show Bugs Bunny under the course using the magnet to drag the ball along into the cup. They're using technology in sports to ensure outcomes. There's no doubt about it.
1 second. But do you agree though? Like you can be a fan of the game but not follow it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I understand what you meant. You're just saying you like the game because you grew up with the game.
Exactly.
Sports too. I just always knew something was funny about sports. Just watching the pros do things that to me were incomprehensible. It's like there's just no way anybody would keep paying this guy millions of dollars to come back year after year and keep screwing up. So.
But yet they do, and then certain people don't get the job. In my eyes, certain people don't get the job because they don't follow the script either.
Watching Chris Dunleavy, or not Dunleavy, Chris Dudley. Watching Chris Dudley just shoot air balls at the free throw stripe growing up, I was like, come on, man. And that's well, he's a big guy. They have trouble. Bullshit, man. Guys paid a ton of money to shoot a basketball. Go learn how to not shoot an air ball at the free throw line. This is embarrassing. So
it's not only that, but I think as well as when teams move for money reasons, it all comes down to like money at the end of the day. And how do you not see some type of corruption with that? And the corruption has to come from somewhere, somehow. You know, I'm sorry, I'm trying to explain it the best I can because everything's still because I was born Christian too. So all of this was mind blowing to me when I first found out, and I still like think about the unknown. You know, I'm still looking for answers myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as much as I do support your work, and I do agree with a lot of things you say. The unknown is still out there, and that might just be from being young. These guys.
There's always going to be the unknown.
You must have some trolls in the chat, man. Hey, you got some trolls, man. Can we get some of these trolls on here too? You guys want to hop on the camera and then we can talk too? Yeah.
Some of them are real people in the community, but they also they love to
like. I'm sorry, I'm not ride or die like some of these people, but come on, bro. I'm showing support. Come on, man. But I guess it's how it is, man. I could be a troll, but I'll be wasting your time, man. But yeah, I just want to see what you thought about the magnets. I thought of it as soon as I got
Yeah,
on.
have you ever seen the David Blaine ad for the NBA from 15, 20 years ago? Is it magic or is it magnets?
No, I gotta look that up.
Yeah, look it up, man. That was the advertising campaign for that whole NBA season, man. I mean, it played it a million times a game if you watch. Every time they go to a commercial break, David Blaine holding magnets in his hand. Is it magic or magnets? Baron Davis got magnets. But they made smaller ads for all the teams too. They had like 30 different ads one for each team, but the one they played the most was Baron Davis. And then again, that was right before Curry came in the league.
Nah, I agree. I'm gonna take a look at that right now. Yeah, some people they want to ride or die with you, bro. They're so ride or die that they gotta talk shit about your own people who support you, man.
Well, that's why annoying about people. They just can't get along. That's why humanity's doomed, man. People just can't get along.
Yep. Well, all right then. Until next time.
Gematria Jr. Appreciate it, man. You have a good day.
Sure. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he's just saying he likes the sport, man. I get it. Likes the sport. He sees the games are rigged. He's not arguing. What's up, 818?
What's up, Zach? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Haven't been here in a minute, man. You probably went over a lot of stuff, but just wanted to ask if you had a chance to see. I saw that a lot of sports pages started posting about the Seahawks going to the Super Bowl every time there's a new pope. Did you see that?
We were talking about it this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. You think you have the Seahawks making it to the Super Bowl, or what team do you?
And it's interesting. It'd be the third time in a row we got a new pope, and the Seahawks went there. And every year they had a 13-3 record too. Like football's 133, like government. And they just beat San Francisco to end the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last pope was named after Saint Francis of Assisi, just like San Francisco is. And Seattle WA equals 56 like pope. And we were thinking about why they'd be doing it with Seattle and the Pope. It's on the 47th parallel, like Vatican equals 47. It's the 42nd state, like the Vatican's birthday is the 42nd day of the year. Because it does seem kind of weird out of all the teams that they could sync up with the Pope. I mean, Seattle does have a big cathedral. It does have a Jesuit university, but so do some other major U.S. cities that you could say are a lot more Catholic. Washington and Oregon are the most secular states in the whole country. But yeah, it is interesting. It'd be the third time in a row.
What about this Venezuela news? How do you think that's going to affect the overall stock market? I see that's a lot. It's related to oil and all that
Chevron's
stuff.
the only oil company that operates in Venezuela. Their stock price surged today, so maybe try to get a read on what. I'm sure there's going to be some other U.S. oil companies heading down to Venezuela real soon, with the U.S. running the nation and them getting production up. So yeah, it's probably just a no-brainer for a little pack of U.S. oil companies. If you can figure out which one's got the inside edge, what oil company executives are in the Trump administration, all that information's out there if you want to look into it.
Yeah. Did you see that clip from Jack Ryan where he talks about Venezuela?
Yeah, that's what somebody. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, Jack Ryan, the Jesuit-educated CIA agent. Yeah. I'm gonna have to check that out. Somebody called it.
Yeah, it's interesting. And that went viral. As a lot of people were posting it. And then also, did you see the one about Call of Duty? Call of Duty Ghosts.
Is that what King Richard said? The video game. Let me see what he said.
Yeah, the video game Call of Duty. Yeah,
Call of Duty Ghosts, released on the big Jesuit assassination date in history.
Yeah.
That's
the one also going around. So,
and you just had the death of the Call of Duty co-creator.
What's funny to me is that a lot of this goes around, and I don't know, people just post it and like it, but I don't know how many coincidences do you have to see before you really start questioning it. You know what I mean? It seems like a lot of people just interact for the sake of interacting with it, but no one's actually trying to dig into the truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to call in, just to get your thoughts on some of the things that were happening. I haven't had a chance to get on, but yeah, I'm glad you're alive and I was able to jump in here. But I guess with the playoffs in place, I mean, what two teams do you have kind of going? I think I wrote down the teams you had last time.
Well, that's not what we do on public streams, my guy. We don't do that on public streams.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All righty. Well, I'll let some other callers get in then.
All right. Appreciate it. For people that know, Larry Johnson, the former NFL star who's now become a truther, I interviewed him years ago. If you guys want to watch that interview, it's on Gematria Effect Sports. Open Up said that he posted a clip of what was wrong with the field goal. He's come a long way since that interview, because he now talks openly about how the games are rigged. He didn't want to talk about the games being rigged when I interviewed him, but he has said if you guys don't know, Larry Johnson does Gematria now. You know, he learned from yours truly. And he did say in that stream that he was going to start a podcast in the near future. People like myself would inspire him. He's been doing it pretty much ever since. But yeah, Larry Johnson, former NFL star. I mean, for you guys who don't know, Larry Johnson was a big-time NFL star. You had him on your fantasy team. You won the league. In his prime, he was the most dominant running back in the NFL, touchdown machine. But yeah, pretty interesting interview. What's up, Keith?
What's up, Zach?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Back in your hooping days, did you take it as a disrespect if they stuck a white guy on you?
Well, I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, it was a lot of my competition was white, and I'm not gonna lie, I used to get a little bit jealous by some of these black guys' leaping ability when you get dunked on. So,
we got to get on the court, man. Do you still got any gas in the tank or what? Can you still play?
I'm still in good shape. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played basketball in a long time, but hey, let me warm up a little bit. I'm sure I still got it.
Yeah, we got to get together on that somehow. I'll be quick with this. I just wanted to do the Great Pyramid 201, right?
All right.
201 remaining blocks. You taught us all that. I don't know if I ever heard you say this one. It's 41 stories high. So it's 201 remaining. There was 203, and the capstone will be 204. So if you go to the 144th level of the pyramid, it's where they start the foundation level. So whether you're like a Sitchinite or, you know, whoever your Egyptologist person is, no matter who you go by, they're using Sir Flinders Petrie's measurements of the Great Pyramid. So that's who I'm going off of. Sir Flinders Petrie, he was like late 1800s. So if you go to the base, right, the level is 4,140 inches. Okay. And you know about Fibonacci and all that, the real Kennedy curse and the 144. So 4140 is exactly 138 times 3. All right. The exterior height of the internal descending passage, which is mirrored on both sides. The east terminus length is 4134 inches and the west is 4146.
Keith, keep going. I'm listening in the background. I'll be back in 20 seconds, but I'm listening. Keep going.
You're good. So with 4134 inches and 4146 inches, that gives us a mean central distance of 4140. Again, exactly 138 times 30. From the pyramid entrance to the subterranean passage floor. Yeah, that's what that is. Pyramid entrance to the subterranean passage floor. Then we got the vertical distance from floor of the king's chamber. If you go from there straight down to the ceiling of the subterranean chamber, we got 2,726 inches. The horizontal length of that same area is 414 inches. So 414 plus 2726 is back to the 4140 again, 138 times 30. There's something that's called the Great Step. It's a huge limestone block, 126 inches. The rest of that floor area there is granite, and that area is 230 inches. So if you add the 126 and the 230, you get 28,090, or it comes back to 4140 times 7, exactly 138. So all these rectilinear dimensions, hold on, we got a couple more. The height of subterranean chamber is 11 feet 6 inches, which is obviously 138 inches. We know that because the bitch that died next to Elvis, her ring was 11.5 carats. She was a 201. You taught us all that. So from the ceiling of that, basically the whole thing is 6,000, right? And the Jews believe that the earth is 6,000, but it's really this biosphere that's 6,000 years old. So 6,000, and then the capstone is going to be exactly 552 inches, which is 138 times 4. You know, then the sub-horizontal and the vertical distance added together, 908 and 1162 is 2070 inches, which is 138 times 15. It's all self-referencing. 4 sides of 51. 51 times 4 is 2040. So Edgar Casey said the pyramid is a calendar moving forward and backward in time. But a lesser known one is David Davidson, who also said that the calendar rectilinear dimensions shows a calendar moving forward and backward in time. And everything is self-referencing. So the rectilinear dimensions on the outside, the 51 times 4 is the year 2040.
All right, let's talk more on this later because it's not on top right now, and most people hate numbers. So I guarantee this is driving half of the people nuts.
I'm just trying to make a point that the 201s and the 138s, it's not an accident. You know what I mean? And no matter who you base your history off of, it's all off the same guys, Flinders, Petrie's measurements. All right, that's it, man. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Keith.
All
Appreciate
right,
it. See you, man. Oh, what's up, Julius? We got Julius, Nar, Evan, and then Swali. What's up, Julius?
On Zach. So I want to kind of bring it back to the Venezuela thing.
Something's
So,
off about your audio
someone,
right now.
I think Bree,
Something's off about your audio.
is this working?
That's better.
Hold up. This is better.
Uh-huh.
You hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So like I was saying, he was talking about Venezuela, and he had brought up Fernando Valenzuela. What's interesting is that the attack on Venezuela happened on the 140th day since
Julius, call back in because something's going off about your connection. Normally your connection is good, but something's off right now.
Is this working?
We'll see if it stays. That was better.
What about this? How about this?
Let's try it out.
Is this staying?
Go ahead.
All right, bro. I was saying Fernando Valenzuela, right? Someone had brought him up. So from the day of the Venezuela attack, whatever you want to call it, was the 440th day since he died. Like kill is 44.
Okay.
And what's weird is he was born on November. Okay. Right. And he was born on November 1st.
1/11, right?
11/1. Yeah. So I was like, that's so weird. Like, I mean, this guy's just a baseball player. Like, how strange is that? And so I was thinking more about this, and what I think this really is about is, that BRICS equals 39. And obviously, we got all the, BRICS trying to line up to kind of destroy the US dollar. And to me, I saw someone post a video about this, and it kind of makes sense. Is that the US must recognize that China's about to take Taiwan. That's what I really think is going on here. The reason I say that, I don't really have the numbers to really back it up, but it makes sense because it seems like the US is estimating that their economic output from Venezuela it would match Taiwan. So it's interesting that they're doing this when it seems like China's about to take Taiwan, and now the US has another source that they could, just steal someone else's resources, and now they can produce that same economic output through oil. Because, to me, it just seems like they know they're about to lose Taiwan. I mean, that's just the way I see it. I'm not sure if you've done too much research on that.
Well, again, here'd be my rebuttal. It's a perfect ritual synced up with Noriega and Soleimani. And at the end of the day, the same Jesuit cabal runs China that runs the U.S. So all of these competing narratives and storylines are really just all part of one script being conducted by the same people. That's why whenever China messes with Taiwan, it's always a 201 ritual. So, yeah, they can have all these storylines as justification, but it's not like, oh, the U.S. is out trying to outmaneuver China right now. No, I would completely disagree.
No, I'm saying that's like what it looks like on the surface level, but like I wish I had the numbers to, it just looks like, I'm not saying it looks like they're trying to put together here on the world stage. I'm not saying that's really what's happening, but I'm saying like on the surface, it looks like this is about to be a war, China, about to take Taiwan, even though they're all on the same side. I'm with you on that. No doubt. My point is like what they're about to show us, when we really all know who really runs it. And I just think that's where we're heading.
Back on Albert Pike's birthday, who wrote the letter about 3 world wars to come, and the third one centered on political Zionism. So that's still the case. And there's right as it feels like all the conflicts are about to end, maybe a bigger one's emerging. I mean, it's just kind of the way things are.
Yeah, and I mean, like, think about this is real, right? Like, who are we as the U.S.? We literally placed all these embargoes on Venezuela so they couldn't sell us our oil. Now we're just gonna take it. Like, what? Like, think about it. That was real for a minute. We literally made it so that China or the system was set in place. Obviously, we know it's all ran by people, but for the world, basically what has happened is we put all these.
It's cutting out again, Julius. Something's going wrong with your connection today. It's cutting out. But yeah, I get the gist of what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, Team America World Police.
Yeah.
Who are we to be doing all that we do? But the average American cheers for it, goes for it. So.
Yeah, no, exactly. My bad. I don't know what's with my connection. I don't know what's going on today. It's been good the last few days. So, that's weird.
It's okay. You got
But
a
yeah, I
lot
was
of good.
just literally, I was just trying to. Okay.
You
All right.
can
Well,
always
then
try
if nobody
reconnecting
can hear
too.
me, then I'll just hop off. Then.
Yeah, you can always try reconnecting
Okay.
too.
All
But
right. I'm gonna
appreciate
try
it, man.
that.
All right, thank you. All right, we got Nar. What's up, Nar? You got to unmute.
What's up, Go? I just heard you guys talking about the Call of Duty in Venezuela. It's really interesting because growing up, that was my favorite game to play, right? There was one called Black Ops 2 when it was about, you remember how Trump imposed so-called tariffs on China over rare earth metals. That's literally the same plot in the game, and it was set in 2025. So there is something going on with the Call of Duties and the script that's playing in front of us. Like even my father, like I tell him this information, but he's so caught up in, oh, what do you think's gonna happen next? And it's like all of this is scripted. It's like these guys re-signed the Antarctic Treaty. All these countries, they're clearly in cahoots. Like this is just a script. So I don't understand how people stay asleep or doubt the information. And I dislike when people come on here talking about some, oh, I can't fully agree. How can't you fully when this is the root of everything that goes on in the world? It's all numbers, all of it. So, and one thing I want to say about the knowledge, it's like yesterday on 4-1 or 1-4, I literally caught a plus 1700 Devontae Walker touchdown in the Ravens game. Just because it's 4-1, 81 Kobe Bean Bryant, Devontae Walker touchdown, 81, Sunday Night Football, 81. And it's like,
People don't get it. They did a lot of stuff with Kobe this year, all throughout the season. They had Lamar Jackson a couple games early in the season come in wearing Kobe gear, including that first game where the Bills came back and beat them 41-40. Kobe Bean Bryant, 81, career high 81 in the 666 game. Kobe Bryant alone, 41. So
exactly. So yesterday, I just based on the knowledge I received from you, I was able to hit a plus 1700 just off the knowledge. So I just want to say appreciate you. Yeah, and I thank you for the knowledge and thank you for doing this every day. Even though you are fighting, you're like it's like going up a waterfall kind of with the
yeah,
people.
exactly. That's what it's like. Instead of going with the river, we're trying to go up the waterfall every day.
Yeah. So I appreciate you doing all the work and everything you do. It doesn't go unnoticed. Go.
Well, hey,
Appreciate you.
way to use the knowledge. Nice plus 1700. Well done.
Yeah.
All right, take care, Nar.
Have a good one.
See you, man. What's up, Evan?
All right. Hey, Zach. A couple questions. First, when you use quarterback records, I'm assuming you're using what Pro Football Reference says, right?
No. However, Pro Football Reference did update their stats, so it's more in line with what I use. No, I use Football Database because it just only has their records as starters because I only want their records as starters. Like if you look at Rodgers, he would have more than 174 wins if you include the games he played in when he was the backup for Favre. But you guys see, we called this out a long time ago that Rodgers would finish the regular season with 174 wins. And he did last night. You can see here's Aaron Rodgers, 174 wins. Stayed on 103 losses, too. Years ago, I said why he'd probably end up a Steeler. You see how Rodgers is 103, like Steelers is 103, like how at halftime they failed there at the goal line, kept the score 10-3 before they came back and won it. But there's been so many rituals over the years with 174 in the Baltimore Ravens. So we said some time ago, we looked at this and we said, if Rodgers finishes the year with his last win over the Ravens, and we saw just how it would all be high drama. We said it wouldn't be so perfect, just like playing for the playoffs, them and the Ravens. Tomlin and Harbaugh got hired in the same year. So we bet you Rodgers finishes the year with that 174th win. And again, we love the Browns to win the week before because they came 4-12, beating Pittsburgh, the 4-1-2 area code. No, Shedeur Sanders wins again in the Battle of Ohio, keeping his team on 12 losses. But yeah, this 174 number, if you go back when it was the 174th death anniversary of Edgar Allan Poe, again, the Ravens are named after Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. the day after his 174th death anniversary, there was a Steelers and Ravens game, and Tomlin got his 174th win in that game. Last night, he got the magic 201, advancing to the playoffs. And again, the Jesuit Rooney family runs the team. But also, if you look at the regular season record, too, in the regular season, Robert's last night stayed on 93 losses. The Raven 93. And you know what season number it is for the Steelers this year? They're in their 93rd season. These are perfect scripts. And yes, what that means is his entire career has to be scripted for it to line up this way. And like I said last night, I did a video showing you that I was calling the game before I even missed it. I knew the shank kick was coming. I said, oh, number 33, ready for the big shank for the team established in 33. But yeah, and also Rodgers did get his 163rd regular season win last night. I'm just going to write out Colorado Rockies because it equals 163 to make a point here. 163 is the 38th prime. So in the regular season, he got his 163rd win, not including the postseason, and Ravens is 38. Nothing but scripts, just like Colorado's 38, the 38th day. But anyway, go ahead, Evan. This is where I get the stats from, Football Database.
Okay, yeah, no, I just wanted to clarify because I was looking at StatMuse and then because I know there's I'll save it for later, but there's when I looked at Rodgers' record on StatMuse, there's a certain number that could line up for a certain result next week against the Texans. But the other thing that I was going to say is,
you know what win number's next for Stroud, right?
Hold on, is it?
Just take it. No, don't worry about it right now.
I see it.
It's the same number that just went against Lamar, and it's the same number that went against Justin Fields, and it's the same number that plays over and over in Steelers games. But anyway, go ahead without that.
Okay. The second thing, obviously Minnesota has been in the news. I guess it was last month at this point. I did a video a little bit about Minnesota, just some things in hockey. But a couple things that I found out, St. Paul, the capital of Minnesota, not next month, the month after that, in March, it'll turn 172 years old, and Miriam de Gloriam equals 172. And it was incorporated on March 4th, 1854. As you know, 34 and 43, the big numbers with Jesus, and 54. Jesus equals 54. And then Minnesota became the 32nd state on May 11th. And May 11th is the 131st day of the year, the 32nd prime. And of course, there's 32 sun rays on the Jesuit logo, and they're on the 93rd meridian, and 93 is the 32nd semi-prime. And also, I didn't mention that I said St. Paul became a city on March 4th, which is the 63rd day of the year, and 201 is the 63rd semi-prime. So Jesuit land.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to point out. But yeah, thanks for the clarification on Football Database.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, talk to you later.
Appreciate it, Evan. Take care. All right, we got Swali.
Yo, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
All right, appreciate you, brother. Zach, you're the GOAT. Need you back on Twitter, bro. Need you back on Twitter.
Well, I can't verify or the account gets deleted.
Oh yeah, shit.
That's what they did when they delete it. They sent me an email that if I have any more verified accounts, they'll be deleted.
Oh, I got you. Well, I tell everybody not to verify. I didn't verify because they send your information off to some Israeli company. So
without verifying, though, you can't do live streaming.
You can't? Yeah, you can. I live stream on there without verification. Me and
you make your own live streams with video?
Yeah.
Oh, to do that, you even had to have the pay for membership. Did they change it?
No. You can just do it now.
Okay, so they changed it. Yeah, because when I was on there, you had to pay for it.
I got you. No, but someone had mentioned the Pope Seattle connection earlier, and I kind of wanted to add to it. I think this might be the reason why they might be synced up with the Pope like that, is because the beast in Revelation, right? It comes from the C, like SEA, which is obviously the abbreviation for Seattle. Whenever Francis was Pope, he had something, I think it was whenever he met with Donald Trump, it was talking about like sailing into the deep or sailing into the waters or something. But obviously there's a big sea connection with the book of Revelation and the beast. So that's why I kind of think that they do sync up them with the Catholic Pope, because obviously the Pope has a big connection with the beast and everything like that, who comes from the sea. Obviously that goes in with Trump as well. But have you seen this as well? The word prophecy equals 106,666. Have you seen that?
No, I only wrote a book about it about a decade ago, my guy.
Yeah. I mean, I was about to say you were probably the one who even like shared it with another one of my friends who that's how I seen it. But yeah, I think that's interesting for the 106 season, how prophecy is 106,666. Week 15 was a big week because it was 6 years and 66 days exactly after Tom Brady's last rushing touchdown for the Patriots. Quarterbacks end up going off that week. JJ McCarthy's full name in Latin gematria is 4546. Tom Brady's full name, or my bad, JJ McCarthy touchdown is 4546 in Latin gematria. When Tom Brady's full name comes out to 4546 in Latin gematria, they both went to Michigan. Of course, JJ McCarthy scores that week. Minnesota comes out in a big game. So what's also interesting about that is that was 6 years, 66 days after Tom Brady's last rushing touchdown. He had 2 in that game. Drake May had the first 2 touchdowns of that game. Just one of the most blatant, wild rituals I've seen this year. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on here and talk, man. Haven't talked to you in a while. You're a GOAT, legend. Inspired me to do all this, create my community, make people thousands of dollars off this knowledge. I literally bought my boy a truck. This year off of this knowledge. Made like 10 grand on one of the Thursday night games. Put it down. So yeah, man, you're just a legend. I just wanted to hop on here and share
What do
some
you think about when these goofies come around and say that, there's no predictive power in this knowledge?
It's I don't even argue with people anymore. And like someone literally just said in the comments, they said Vatican is the Holy See. I mean, that's why that.
But they do spell it CSEE, like with an I, like Catholic equals 35, like Holy See equals 35, like Jesuitism equals 35, like EYE is 35. Again, they got the big pine cone at the Vatican, which is like the pineal gland, the mind's eye. So
got you. And it's also funny because I just seen that Florida teams, right? That's like the Mar-a-Lago State, Trump, Sea Beast, everything like that. You just said C equals 35. All Florida teams' last record the last 4 years is exactly 35 and 33. The Jags, Bucks, Dolphins, last 4 seasons, their exact records are 35 and 33. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. But yeah, people say it has no predictive. I mean, I've showed people, I've made people hundreds, and they're like, how do you do it? And I'm like, bro, it's satanic, scripted, ritual entertainment. You wouldn't have some Catholic Pope come throwing holy, water on the field if it wasn't like that,
Yep. All right, Sway Lee. Appreciate it, man. Congrats on the win. All right. Thank you. Somehow he went quiet. We got Truth in Telos.
Hello.
Hello.
So, I was kind of curious to know if you had ever explored what the origin of trusts are. Like, like how you can open a trust for
Oh, sure. Like wealthy people have trust. Okay.
Well, they were created originally by the Knights Templar.
Okay.
So I kind of have this this connection with high-ranking Freemasons. Don't know if any of them are like Jesuits, but I think I could give some insight as to why, like, you see these super famous wealthy people dying, whether it's them being unalived or not, but it has to do with how contracts work for these people and trusts and what you can do with them. Basically, there's clauses in life insurance policies where you can leverage a life insurance policy as a beneficiary of it, and then when the holder of the policy croaks, you don't have to pay that money back and it's tax free. So these wealthy people that are, these movie stars and stuff, they sign these contracts with, within Hollywood that are trusts. They're actually held by trusts. And so they're part of the trust, and part of it is they have this life insurance policy opened up on them. So then these, agencies, talent agencies, quote unquote, they leverage those trusts. And then, it could be the fact that they make a deal with the actual actor and say, hey, look, we can get you tax free. We can have a step up basis for your family members. They could get tons of money, no taxes paid. You just need to expire, so your contract, fulfills the death clause.
I've said that for so long, because if you employ somebody legally, you can buy an insurance policy on them, and I assume that is a big part of all these celebrity deaths, because the world of entertainment is just nonstop. There's another celebrity dead in the news yesterday at 46. Some gay, I think, home design guy. So just nonstop.
Yeah, I think that might be, I don't like, the gematria might be showing the whole ritual behind it, but I think if we look at the reason why, right? Like, why?
Yeah, it's financial. I've said the same thing forever. Yeah, the gematria exposes the ritual, and at the end of the day, everything's dollars and cents. So
yeah. So you're looking at essentially, they call it leverage till you die. It's what the Bilderbergs do. It's what the Rothschilds do. They all this wealth, they don't ever sell anything for their wealth. They just leverage the entire banking system. And as the patriarchs,
well, that's the smart thing to do, because then you're not paying taxes. The wealthy just keep borrowing money and getting more assets, and they use the interest from their loans as the write-offs, and this way they're never really paying any taxes, but they're constantly growing their fortune.
Yeah. So it's just, it's very, very interesting when we look at it. I will say too, when, talking about the currency that they're doing this for, when this changes to a digital currency, I think that the chattel, even though we are all chattel kind of like in a legalistic way, if you've got like a social security card or a birth certificate, you're kind of chattel. But I think switching to a fully digital currency will make the actual leverage of the chattel become much more possible. So that's, I think, what their ultimate goal is within the next 5 years. Of course, Agenda 2030, and I think this Venezuela thing is definitely the start of a larger plan, because they need war before they can change the currency. It's happened every single time. World War I and World War II were all just precursors to a change of the financial system globally.
Yeah.
Right. So we're looking at, my thing that I look at is how can I use the elite wealthy's own system against them to try and not be chattel myself, or so I can't be leveraged. And I think it's worth maybe exploring, and talking about part of your mantra might be like the financial freedom aspect. You can use trusts to, will you ever be fully autonomous from the government? No, but you can definitely add layers of opaqueness to help kind of shield yourself. And yeah, there's multiple things you can do with different life insurance policies, and that way, if you needed to, you can kind of have your own sovereignty, at least operating within the shadow of the system.
Sure. Yeah.
So
yeah,
worth considering. But I think this year, I do think there will be a war that's going to spill over, whether it's Russia into NATO or China into Taiwan.
Remember, bank and dollar equal 26 could be a big pivotal year. As they say, all wars are bankers' wars. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. But anyway, cool. So, yeah, it might be something to research further into how these death policies work and how it's all just legalism. That's all it is, man. It's contracts upon contracts upon contracts. So,
all right, man. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks.
All right. Take care.
You too.
All right. We got Lifestyles of It's Cut Off, and then we got Julius back. What's up, Lifestyles?
What's up? What's up, man? You know what? Everybody's been asking me about this this Venezuela. You know, I try not to pay attention to the news, but it's hard not to pay attention to what's happening. Now, you have Iran, you have Cuba, you have Venezuela, and you have North Korea that does not bank with the Rothschilds. And I keep telling people they're angry at Trump. Trump this, Trump that. Trump is just a puppet, folks. I keep telling these people Trump is just a puppet for the real people, the real stooges, which is the Jesuits. They control everything, right? Trump's getting ready to die in the next 3 to 4 years. He has no money. So he's also trying to go in there into Venezuela, do what he needs to do to get his money up. I tell people about these puppet, you know, presidents. Obama went from 3 million to 100 million. Him and Hillary Clinton should be shot dead. All these presidents. The only president that did not adhere to the Jesuits was, I think, JFK. That's why JFK got assassinated. And I even heard that, you know, I'm not big on Candace Owens and all these other people, but I heard.
I would imagine that JFK was down with the Jesuits. The whole family's Jesuit educated, and he did brag about how the Jesuit education is just as good as an Ivy League education. So
I believe you 100%. I'm sending everybody to Gematria, to the page, because I'm like, if this doesn't make you guys mad that we just went into Venezuela and we're after the silver, we're after the gold, we're after the oil, we're after the resources. This is a front. Of course, you guys were talking about a front for the next war, but it's really a front to get into Cuba. They really want to go after Cuba. That's my theory. I mean, I've been over the last, you know, couple of days, I said to myself, they're going after Cuba. Yeah, they got Venezuela, but they're definitely going after Cuba. And people are like, well, what's over in Venezuela? They got everything over there. You know, the same thing with Gaddafi. You know what I'm saying? They went into Libya and killed this guy. This guy was getting ready to get off the dollar and go into the gold standard. They did not like that. So they went in over and killed him. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to say, oh, we liberated his country. No, man, that's all a lie. These people have been lied to us from day one. I try my best not to get upset and get mad, but I'm like, this is crazy. I've been telling people for years before COVID, food, water, guns, ammo, silver. If you're not ready by 2030, then I feel sorry for you people. You know, people still want to be out there buying Nikes and buying weed and Jordans and all that crap. You guys have to have a contingency plan. You guys have to have a long-term plan, because by 2030, man, they're getting ready to go into all this banking stuff, and they're going to be tracking you. And I'm willing to die for what I believe in. I'm not jumping on their bandwagon. So that's all the rant I got for today, man. That's it.
all right. Appreciate it, man.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, people are caught up in the material. They're not getting informed about what's taking place in this world and where we're being taken to. What's up, Julius?
How am I now? Better?
Sounds better.
Okay, I was just saying, you were bringing up the Aaron Rodgers thing. Did you see how the Vikings beat the Packers, his old team, 16-3 yesterday, and then he got his 163rd win?
Regular season win.
Yeah. But I want to talk about, so the guy was kind of saying, like I was saying, my point is, obviously, it's being controlled on both sides. But, you know, there's a theater aspect to, like, what they got to show us. And what that guy just alluded to, I think, is correct. I think it is about China versus USA. It's about them taking Taiwan. Because they can say, like, oh, we're losing this economic, you know, output in Taiwan with all the AI chips and all that, the stuff that we import into here. So we need another economic output. And, oh, Venezuela got all this oil over here. That like, you know, that's what they're going to show us and all
He
that.
used to say it over and over. He said the Third World War will begin when China goes into Taiwan. He would just say it over and over again. So that was back in the 90s.
Yeah. And what's crazy, like, imagine this was real, right? We, as the United States, and this is my point, we have placed embargo on Venezuela oil, so they cannot sell to us, right? Or they cannot, you know, they cannot export it. So they have to go to China, and now China becomes the main supplier, or sorry, the main buyer of said oil. And now we just go and take this after we put embargoes on it for years, so they couldn't make any money off of it. Like, what is that? Like this was they probably obviously put those embargoes on there to plan for this exact date.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Like, and I mean, it's just if this don't get you like real mad or like real upset, like I don't know what to tell you. Like if you can't like be a human about this and like think that this is normal, like I know people that are saying like, oh yeah, this is more America, let's just take it. I'm like,
That's what they
why?
teach
Like
us in school. Manifest destiny. We have the right to conquer because we're better.
like our whole country, as like we brought this up, is founded on genocide, manipulation, greed, and all these disgusting things, and we're so proud of it, and we're just doing this to other people. Like, and like the caller said, Libya, we replaced Gaddafi, oil. Venezuela now replace this guy for oil. And Afghanistan was all about heroin. It was all about drugs because they got all this stuff. They all got all this heroin out there, and we need to bring that in here to destroy communities. I mean, it's it's all the surface stuff is drugs, oil, and we know it's all obviously planned out numerically and from the certain day to day. But yeah, like I was just kind of tying it back with the Venezuela stuff is very frustrating to see. And like when I was when I was in high school, I gotta admit, like I thought Trump was hilarious. Like I was like when I was in like this when he ran for president, I was 16 years old the first time, and I thought this dude was hilarious.
2015.
Yeah, 2015. Yeah, I remember I was a sophomore in high school when Trump won. Yeah. So yeah, I think yeah. Anyways, regardless of all that, but I thought he was hilarious. And when he went on stage and did that thing where remember he was like yeah, I break the tax code, but I only do it. Yeah, I do it because it benefits me. And Hillary, you won't change the tax code because it would hurt your people. So like back then, like it sounded like real. Like he sounded like down to earth. And that's why I feel like a lot of young people kind of were down with Trump at first. But now, like, once you get older and you wake up and you really see what America is for, you become an adult, you got to realize, like, this guy might be the worst person to ever step foot in that office.
All of them.
And
It's every
that's
last
saying a lot.
that office. They all say
Yeah.
the exact opposite of what they do. They all do.
Yeah. And what pisses me off is, like people is like one against the other. No, it's one plane. Imagine you're on a plane, right? Your plane has two wings. Two wings need to function to make the plane whole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One wing breaks off, the whole agenda or the whole plane you're gonna crash.
Yeah.
And people like I mean
two wings of the same bird. These Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah, exactly. And but yeah, again, like I was really frustrated. I just wanted to hone in on what I think is what the theater is going to be. And obviously, I don't think what they got going over in Gaza is over either. So I think it's going to be a part of it as well. And like you said, Albert Pike is political Zionism versus the Muslim world, correct?
Albert Pike is about 3 world wars. The third world war is centered on political Zionism. So you got Israel in the middle of the war-torn Middle East.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's just it's funny because I was in an Uber and this guy he's an immigrant. I'm not sure if he has legal status now, but I live in a community with a bunch of immigrants. Like out here in Chicago, like hella immigrants out here. And like they were just snatching people on the streets just every day, like left and right. They actually snatched someone outside my parents' crib, like while he was like working and all that. And it's just like real frustrating. It's like crazy, like to just see all this, how we can just like arrest people, like strip them from their families, and like we think that's normal. And like, man, it's just like it's ridiculous. It's really sad. I know I'm kind of like rambling at this point, but yeah, it's like really tough to see. That's how we treat these people. That's how we treat people.
Yeah. According to Google, our military operations in Venezuela have been costing between 18 million and 200 million per day. That's a big discrepancy, but
and meanwhile, like we got stuff falling down. Like, our infrastructure is like overall in our society is terrible. We got stuff collapsing still. We're going for like I'm not talking about like rituals taking place. I'm just talking about every day, like just like you walk around like shit's like collapsing. Like the infrastructure in America is just arguably horrible. And this is probably part of their plan to be like, you're messed up, but we're going to send our money elsewhere.
Well, I've said for a long time, that's why I think when the Third World War comes, a lot of U.S. is going to get hit, and that's why they haven't fixed up the infrastructure. They're waiting until after all the military demolitions come through.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd get
yeah,
out of
I
the
mean,
cities. I'd get out of the cities because it's only a matter of when. So
yeah, I mean, and obviously, I don't want war nowhere, but like, I don't want this stuff to come here. But at the end of the day, like, what goes around comes around. I mean, I'm just trying to be real. Like, we've done this to everyone else. We've done it continuously. Obviously, I'm not advocating for the bombing of U.S. people. I would never do that. But I'm just saying, like, can you blame people for wanting to do that to us? Like, what's wrong with people? Of course, people want to have that feeling towards us. We've been doing that. If we live on this society, everyone says what goes around comes around. People would universally, almost, unilaterally agree on that. And we're over here talking about, like, we bomb the crap out of these places, and you don't expect them to want to do it back. Well, they're supposed to sit back and just be like, "Oh, dang, like, yeah, like, well, it's the U.S. They have all this power." Like, what's wrong? What's wrong with people? Like, I don't. Where's the logic in that? Of course they're mad. Of course they want their get back on us. Like, who wouldn't want their get back on the U.S.? We suck.
it's hard to find a logical American. Most Americans aren't real strong in logic. So
Yeah. But yeah, really just what I see coming, and the currency thing. And, think about, like, BRICS is really, they're kind of the theater thing, the $1.26. These nations are trying to come together to, devalue the dollar, not make it like the world currency. Um, so yeah, we'll definitely we'll see what happens. And the fact that America turned 13,018 weeks old this year, like, and they've been doing all these revelation rituals, and I've been pointing them out to you.
13,018, right?
Yeah,
13,018.
13,018, like Revelation 13:18,
Yeah.
number of the beast.
Yeah, Venezuela and Sumerian gematria is 666. So.
Yeah, I know. I think I did peep that, but it all started, I'm telling you, with the Chicago stuff and the Pope being elected. And you know what I've been telling you about is ever since Caleb Williams got, drafted, because his name equals revelation and the most simple and pure, and the Pope is now from Chicago. I mean, the revelation rituals have just been insane. I'm seeing it all across sports and whatnot.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that's what I got for today, Zach. Appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
All right,
Thank you.
have a good one.
And again, for years, it's been teaching you everything the government does by the numbers, man. When we seized the oil tanker, I mean, on the 18th day of Maduro's age, when Venezuela's number 18 in the world for oil production, I mean, could be more perfect. And then it was all right there. Then 36 years to the day of Noriega getting taken down, CIA asset, no doubt Maduro, CIA asset taken down. Swali, did you have more to share?
Oh shit! No, I was just hanging out, just listening, boss.
Okay. All right. Well, you're welcome to keep hanging out. All right. Thanks, Swali.
Yep.
All right. We don't have anybody else in the back. The reason I haven't gone to pick up my daughter is because they let me know she fell asleep. So they'll let me know when she wakes up. So I got more time until she does wake up. I'll drop the link one more time. If not, I will wrap it up there and go work on something else. Let me see. Let's scan how all the headlines of the world are covering it. The BBC. Venezuela's Maduro tells U.S. court, I am still president, as he pleads not guilty to drug charges. They got a shot of Trump there with the big dick in the background. The 555-foot tall dick that sits across from the 5-sided, 5-acre court, 5 floors above ground Pentagon. No numerology there. 555 feet tall, all 5s on the Pentagon. Some kind of coincidence. Okay. Is that what Al Jazeera is talking about too? Venezuela's abducted leader, Nicolas Maduro, wife, appear in NYC court. Colombia's leaders ready to take up arms against the U.S. It's all theatrics. Yeah, the Delcy Rodriguez perfect ritual. Okay. How about MS Now, the renaming of MSNBC? Alex Jones. Alex Jones, who used to be Mr. Anti-New World Order. Now a big advocate for the New World Order. Be careful who you're following. There's a lot of frauds out here. Fox News. White House responds to report that Nobel Peace Prize affected Trump's support for Machado. All right. And CIA, CNN. Trump threatens other countries as defiant Maduro pleads not guilty. Again, far cry from where we were not that long ago, and Trump said there'd be no more nation building. That's all the U.S. does. All right. All right. 1 second, you guys. 1 second. Gotta take a call. And we'll open up on. All right, open up. You get to close us out.
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
Oh, another day in paradise. How are you?
Doing all right. Feeling healthy. Just got back from the gym. But I just wanted to shout out to Sway Lee, like Six Links, Itachi, King Richard, all the good decoders out there. I know I missed a lot. Amy, there's a lot. But yeah, I was just looking into the Twitter thing, streaming on Twitter, and he's right about that, because I used to try to stream on Twitter, like to get your stream up there, but it did used to require the premium subscription or whatever. But I just went on there now on my phone, and if you go, like, you're creating a post and you just click on the camera, there's a go live option. So I think you should definitely try to get on that as soon as you can, because Twitter, you were getting a little traction back then. I remember you used to get 5,000, 10,000 viewers on there at some points.
Well, consistently, I was getting over 2,000, and the last stream I did had over 5,000 people watching, and then I got deleted a couple days later. So,
yeah, but I definitely think it's worth getting back on there. You don't have to pay for it. You don't need to get the check or whatever they call it. So it's definitely. I know you got a lot going on, and you put a lot of things off to put in the work that you do on Patreon and other things. But I think that's one of the things you should prioritize now that it's available when you can. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say. And then the other thing was, Larry Johnson. I follow him on Instagram. He posts pretty frequently. His Instagram is I think it's 2LarryJohnson7. But yeah, he posted the thing about the field goal, how they showed that there was no wind, and they showed the field goal curve. And then after that, he posted the video of the priest putting the holy water around the end zone. So, I mean, previous callers have already mentioned it. Like, if this wasn't how it was, then we wouldn't be seeing any of this. And it's, at this point, it's in your face, because they had their own segment saying how the priest was doing it. It's not like something we had to go look for. It's something that they put out there intentionally. So,
yep.
That's really all I had to say. Appreciate your work, and all the other good decoders, the people I've learned from over the years. And thanks for taking the call.
All right, thanks for opening up. Take care, man.
Take care.
All right, we got King Richard TV too, and then I got to go get my daughter. What's up, King Richard TV?
Yo, what's up, Zach? I want to make this really quick. If you could look into the Call of Duty game that I told you about, Call of Duty Ghosts.
Okay.
Yeah, and the name of that leader in that in the game, his name literally equals 169, which is a 13 square number, and then 101. Like, here we are in 2026, 26 prime.
Yeah.
And I told people, like, I literally told people, literally a week before the new year started, I told people to watch out for all this 101 shit, because 101's a 26 prime.
Okay.
But yeah, a day I would circle, and a lot of all this going on, just to keep it real quick, is the 53rd day of the year. That's February 22nd.
Okay.
222, Order Out of Chaos. But yeah, just keep it short and sweet. Appreciate it,
Zach. Okay. All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
By the way, some of you guys who try to debunk this work, the reason you do it is because you're incompetent and illiterate. you know, somebody just put out a video saying there's absolutely zero connection between Hebrew and English, which is false. Anyone can read my first book. I make some undeniable examples. But if you guys don't know, the word alphabet comes from the first two letters of the Hebrew alphabet. The first two letters of the Hebrew alphabet, you say them, it sounds like alphabet. And yeah, it's also connected to Greek because the Greek alphabet is based off of Hebrew. That's why the original biblical texts are Hebrew and the New Testament's written in Greek. But it's just pathetic, like arguing online that that's not the case. Anyone can look up that alphabet came from the first two letters of Hebrew. And that right there should tell you that, if Hebrew, every letter's a number, and maybe there's a good chance it is with English as well. And I think that's been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. And you got to be careful. There's a lot of people that hang around this community that I think are really just here to actually just make things worse and create needless division. And yeah, it's hard to know who to trust around here. I had somebody yesterday who's been around a long time that seemingly just wanted to eat up an hour of my Sunday night with a whole bunch of nonsense. So, yeah, unfortunately, because of what we are exposing, you have to be on your P's and Q's about who you might meet through this community because there are a lot of weird ones hanging around. But we'll leave it there for now, you guys. Again, thanks to everyone who hits the like and the share. Thank you to everyone who supports the work. Thank you to Tara Michelle for being a member. Thank you, King Richard, for the super chat, as well as Open Up to look at the new schedule. Thank you, Julius. Thank you, Open Up again. The new schedule is 11. Is that right? Wonder where they got that number from. And today, 11, the fifth prime. Interesting. Yeah. The whole league scripted together. Appreciate it, man. All right, you guys. Till next time.